Hey, what's up, guys? We'll get started here in just a minute. We're going to give you all a little bit of time to get on and get ready. And we're going to show a little quick 2.5 minute video here. You'll like it. At least I will.
Joe, Gavin, Simple Lease Options. Oh my God, you guys killed it on that course. I just want to say that for myself,
Joe McCall and Gavin Timmons, their 5 seller a day challenge, best thing I've done.
He's just super honest and genuine. You can tell it really resonated with me. I just feel like it can create a true win-win for everyone.
The support that Joe and Gavin provided was incredible, and I learned a ton. I would even do this challenge again.
Anyone's watching this outside of Joe and his staff, if you're contemplating on doing this challenge, just do it. You get your money back.
I just want to thank Joe and Gavin for putting this offer. It really made a big difference in my activity.
Thank you, Joe, for the information, for all the accessibility and the knowledge that you share in Simple Lease Options.
Taking Joe's course has really opened my eyes to the creative ways.
If you're looking for a program that's going to give you things to do to create a deal in your life, the Joe McCall is the real deal.
These guys have been the most patient mentors and teachers I've ever seen. Their personal on-call support is outstanding.
Very eye-opening and really helped a lot when we've run into various challenges as we're learning.
Joe made it really balanced with how to use money to the best, how to use your time the wisest, how to outsource what you can.
Yes. With Joe and Gavin, it was the perfect motivation that I needed to start using the many tools that I've been gathering over the years.
I would definitely recommend the program if you haven't even looked into it. Definitely do it.
Hey, Joe, thank you. 5 seller a day business completion challenge was great.
Hey, Joe, glad to say I got multiple properties on the move right now because of your training and your system, so you're doing a great job.
Having this challenge just really made me have to go and do it and finish it. And wow, I've got some great tools to implement.
If you complete the business challenge, Joe at the time that I started was offering your money back in order to be able to do that. And so I'm really thankful for Joe for creating this.
Thank you to Joe McCall. I took a couple of his courses and I have learned so much. In a matter of a few months, I think he downloaded into my head about 10 years worth of material, and it's awesome.
The 5 sellers a day challenge just changed my life.
A big shout out to Joe and the 5 sellers per day training. It was an awesome value add. It kind of put me in a position where I had to make more offers than I had previously been making.
Hey, we're back.
We're back. Ahoy.
What's up, guys? This is day 2 of the one offer challenge. Our goal is to help you make one offer. That's it. Right? To overcome your fears, your obstacles, the objections, the things going on in your head, and just make simple offers. It's not that hard. It's actually really, really easy. And so this is day 2. We're going to get into it. We got a lot to cover. Just want to make sure you guys are all here. If you can, please type in the Facebook or YouTube right now. Type in, hello. How are you? Gavin or Dana, if you can, if you go to the Facebook group, will you post this video or post as an announcement, pin it to the featured?
Yeah.
Nice, man. I'm so excited about this. This is going to be amazing. So type in the comments right now. Tell us you're here. Let us know you can hear us and see us. We appreciate it. We're going to share the mind map here. We got a lot to cover. We're going to cover lease option offers and owner financing offers. If you missed the last session we did yesterday, it is day 2 is hat day. That's right, Brandon. Yesterday we talked about cash offers, and those are the most common. Those are the most common types of offers that you'll probably make, and they're also the simplest. It's really easy. You just have one thing to negotiate, the price, right? So we talked a lot about cash offers. We did a lot of role play. We weren't actually even planning to do role playing, but the feedback was really good. People liked it. Who liked the role play that we did yesterday, and would you want us to do more?
Yep.
Would you like us to do more? Type yes, more role plays, or no role plays. Let us know what you think. All right. And so I think it would be good if we did some role plays about on like creative financing deals and lease options. Like, how do you talk to a seller to see if they might be interested at all in some kind of creative financing deal? And we're also going to, man, I got a lot to cover. Okay. So I want to share my mind map here, and I'm going to have a few announcements to talk about while I'm sharing this, and it'll all make sense. Boom. Here we go. So you guys, yeah, I'm getting the comments. They like the role plays, Gavin. I think we should do it again. What do you say?
Absolutely. It's the
Can you help
best
me
way.
remember?
Yeah.
All right. So if you want the VIP access, you need to go to offerchallengevip.com. Okay. Offerchallengevip.com, because you're especially going to want it today. Super important. You're going to especially want it today because we're going to be giving you a lot of spreadsheets and worksheets, and you're going to get access to the software, the Automated Offer Pro software. So in the mind map today, I've got a lot of stuff in there, and we've got a lot to cover. So we're going to have to hustle. You can get this mind map as part of a VIP membership. It's only $47. And in this, you're going to see why you want it. Now, we took it down yet last night. I forgot to tell you, though, that, hey, we are going to be removing this VIP access at midnight. So I forgot. We're extending it. We're opening it up again. I'm not sure when we'll shut it down, but it will be shut down soon. And in this mind map, again, I want to make this really clear because you're going to want this. It's just $47. You're going to want you know what I just thought of?
What's that?
Let's include the recordings to these 2 days in the mind map. I've just decided to do that. Oh, get the recordings of these 2 days. All right.
Money.
Here we go. Listen, I just decided that there's no other way to get the recordings because we are removing them from the Facebook group on, I don't know, probably Sunday or Monday night. All right. But you get lifetime access to the recordings of these 2 videos. You get this mind map. In the mind map, I'm going to give you spreadsheets, evaluation worksheets, calculators, software, scripts, all that stuff. It's going to be in the mind map. You're also going to get the Automated Offer Pro software. And we're going to do an extra coaching call on Friday. Tomorrow, what time again, Gavin?
4 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. 3 p.m.
Central.
So 4 p.m. Eastern on Friday. I'm looking at my calendar. Yes, 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, Friday. We're doing an extra coaching call, and we are going to be answering any and all of your questions. We'll be on that call until literally every single one of your questions are answered. All right. Hey, we want to give away some prizes too. We are going to give away 2 prizes today, right, Gavin? And we're going to give away 1 tomorrow. How do you win the prize? We talked about this, and so you still have time to win 1 more prize. Okay. You win by posting in our main Facebook group a picture of your offer, which, by the way, reminds me, to participate in this prize, you need to register at theofferchallenge.com. It's completely free, but you put in your name and email in there, and it's going to redirect you to the Facebook group where this main thing is being held. And so you got to go to theofferchallenge.com, put in your email in there. You'll be sent to the Facebook group. In the Facebook group, if you post a picture of yourself holding an offer, either on a piece of paper or on a computer screen, we want to see a picture of your pretty face with a pretty offer on it. And you'll be entered into a prize to win either a free accountability group coaching program, a free coaching call, or a free simple lease options course. All right. And we do have some people that we're going to pick to win. So let's do this, Gavin. Let's today give away a free coaching call with either you or me and a free simple lease options course. And then tomorrow we're going to pick somebody to get into the accountability thing that we're doing for free.
Yeah.
And we'll do that tomorrow. Is that cool?
Yeah, and just to let everyone know as well, like if you have already paid and we pick you, we will just refund you if you win. So you don't have to wait to see if you're going to win. Okay.
Yes, that's a good point. Okay, so we've got 2 winners. I'm going to put them here in the banner. And hold on here. Ready? Hold on.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. Sarah and Lisa Rush. What's up?
Yes.
Sarah and Lisa. Sarah, you're going to win the free coaching call with either myself or Gavin. And Lisa, you're going to win my Simple Lease Options course for free. I sell it for $2,500 on my website. You're going to get it for free. So our team will reach out to you. Dana is hanging out with us tonight. So everybody say hi to Dana. And everybody say congratulations to Sarah and Lisa. All right. Sarah, you get the free coaching call. Just contact our team. Dana will reach out to you, send you an email or something, or message you in Facebook about how to schedule that. You can choose to hang out with either me or Gavin. And Lisa, you're going to win the Simple Lease Options course for free. And listen, if you already have the course, Lisa, you can schedule a free coaching call with either me or Gavin. Not a big deal. All right. Everybody say congratulations, Sarah and Lisa. They went into our Facebook group and posted a picture of them making an offer. And I think somebody, who was it, Gavin? Was it Sarah sent her first offer ever, and she used the Automated Offer Pro software. That's awesome. And Lisa, which is so cool, guess what she did? She made three offers?
3 offers.
She made 3 offers?
Yes. And she's the first one, I believe, to post as well.
Let's
She made
go,
3
Lisa.
offers. Yeah.
Oh,
So
holy smokies. Holly, what did we use last time on our challenge? Hot banana pants?
Yeah.
Holy hot banana pants. Holy hot banana pants. Sarah made her first offer ever using Automated Offer Pro software, which is awesome. Congratulations, Sarah. So she must be a VIP member. And Lisa sent 3 offers. I love it. Guess who's going to be doing more deals than you all who didn't make any offers? Sarah and Lisa will be.
Sure.
All right. That is exciting. We got comments coming in like crazy. Really awesome. So we have one more prize that we're going to give again. We're going to be talking about this next year in just a second real quick, but we're giving away one more prize of the accountability, 4-week accountability group thing that we're doing. And we're going to be announcing that winner tomorrow. And remember, again, to get that, you have to go to, I'm going to my banners here. You have to register at theofferchallenge.com. If you go to theofferchallenge.com, you post a picture of you making an offer in the Facebook group. We have a Facebook group called The Offer Challenge. Post it in there and you'll be entered in to win into the drawing. All right. Guys, you're just one offer away from changing your life forever. That's why we're doing this. You're one offer away. And again, if you want the VIP stuff, go to offerchallengevip.com and get the mind map, which just has a ton of new links today. With all the spreadsheets and scripts. You get the recordings of these 2 calls because we're removing them from the Facebook group later on this weekend. You get a special coaching call tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. Did I forget something? Oh, and you get the Automated Offer Pro software included. It's just $47. And we're taking this down soon. I'm not sure. I got to talk to my team, but maybe this weekend we're going to be taking this down. Offerchallengevip.com. All right, we've got one more thing for you here to talk about that's really important. And I'm typing and creating a new banner right now. I want to share this with you real quick. We're going to talk about it real quick, and then we're going to dive into a little bit more detail later on. But we've got a special offer, and we are going to knock $100 off today only. And we have a challenge for you guys. If you go to 15offers.com, you can sign up right now. But here's the cool thing. We are doing a 4-week challenge where we're going to challenge you to make 15 offers a week. That's 3 offers a day. If you do that for 4 weeks, all right? If you do that, we're going to give you your $400 back. Now, it's this class that we're doing. It's 1 week of a class that teaches marketing and how to make offers. We want you just focusing on steps 1 and 2. Forget about steps 7 and 8 because we'll partner with you on the deal if you want. All right. You don't have to, but if you want. We're going to be doing 4 weeks of accountability calls. So on Mondays and Thursdays, we're going to have accountability calls. And you just got to report on your numbers. You're going to turn in a scorecard. And we're going to be talking about deals. All right. There is a new bonus we just added. You're going to get 2 tickets to our next 2-day deal fast track boot camp. We start working on December 25th to 7th. And we have a coupon code. This $100 off coupon code expires tonight as we're recording this Thursday night at midnight. And the coupon code is December. So it's $400 today only. Now, if you're watching this later and you sign up, it's still $500, which is a crazy, ridiculous, valuable offer. And we are going to give you your entire investment back, whether it's $400 or $500. We're going to give you your entire investment back if you make 15 offers a week and submit your scorecard each week. Okay? You get all your money back. We have, I've done over $146,000 in refunds. And if you go to 15offers.com and you go to the bottom of this page, if you don't believe me, I just, this is one of my favorite things I love doing. I love giving people their money back who do the work. Well, you're thinking, why on earth would you do that? One simple reason. Well, four simple reasons. Number one, we look at it as an investment in our most valuable assets. You, our customers, right? And if you are happy, if you are, my screen just went blank. There, it's back. Okay. If you're happy with what you're learning from us, you might buy something else from us in the future. You might sign up for coaching or whatever. And we love these testimonials because they inspire people to push them over the edge, to take some steps, to take the next step and make something happen with their lives. The other big reason is some of these guys bring us deals and we will buy their deals or we'll partner on their deals. So it's a win-win-win for all the way around. And I love getting video testimonials and pictures like this of people holding checks. So you're going to be next. Okay. You're going to be next. It's $500 today. There's a $100 discount. So it's only $400 today. You have to go to 15offers.com. Coupon code is December. Coupon code December to get $100 off. All right. Anything you want to say about that, Gavin?
And if you signed up yesterday, you'll get that credited.
Yes.
So don't freak out. Okay. So if you did pay last night and you joined us, we're going to credit you that. So you haven't lost out. So don't worry about that. But it is going to go, like I said, this is going to be kind of what people need. We've put it on this time of year to make sure we hit January head on. Okay. We need to be coming out of the blocks in January, taking massive action by making offers. So we're going to be teaching you some more today. But if you want help, accountability, coaching calls, accountability calls throughout that week, plus some training and guidance, this is going to be for you. And if you make 15 offers a week, we're going to refund you anyway. You've got to have skin in the game. Just like when we started, I did $7,500. Okay, we still spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on education a year, whether it be masterminds and different things. So you're always educating yourself. The first investment you make is in yourself. And this one here, if you do the work, you're going to get 100% of it back.
I'm telling you, accountability is so important, and it's going to help you get you over the edge to start doing deals. We see it all the time when we hold our students and clients accountable to a simple scorecard, they start doing deals. So again, what you're going to get, we want you to focus on steps 1 and 2. Don't worry about steps 3 through 8. We'll partner with you on the deal if you get it under contract. All right. You can also use our money if you need the money. You can use this as a reference, kind of, depending on if it's a good offer. But we're going to teach you how to make good offers, right? And it's going to be 4 weeks. We're going to have coaching calls on Monday and Thursday that Gavin and I are splitting. We're doing both of those. And it's accountability calls. Just okay, show us your numbers. How many offers did you make? Do you have any questions, any deals that you're working on? And that's it. So these will, they may be short coaching call, they may be long, but we are going to be talking about deals. We're not going to be answering 100 million questions. We are going to be talking about deals. There's going to be a private Facebook group that you can mastermind and network in. We're going to have a weekly scorecard that you turn in every week. We have 2 free bonus tickets to our next 2-day deal fast track boot camp. We start in about 10 days right after Christmas. This $100 off coupon expires tonight at midnight. The coupon code is December. So it's $400, and we're going to give you the entire investment back if you make 15 offers a week. So that's 3 offers a day. Really cool. We've given over $146,000 in refunds on offers similar to this. So go to 15offers.com and check it out. Don't forget the coupon code is December. All right. Any questions as we are going through this, Dana or Gavin? What times are the calls on Mondays and Thursdays? They are
noon
right
Eastern.
Gavin always knows these things. How does he know? Yeah, 12 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
12 p.m. Eastern. Cool.
I'm going to check with Sam, Joe, as well, because I think we've had a course or 2 we were going to put in this Cold Calling 101 into this offer as for people. And I don't know if there's one other one we're missing. I need to check.
I forgot about that. Free Cold Calling 101 course. Now, the cool thing about this course is Gavin and I don't like cold calling. Do you think we do any cold calling ourselves? No, what we do is we hire VAs to do our cold calling for us. So this is a course Gavin and I created on how to find, hire, and train virtual assistants, $5 an hour to do your cold calling for you. Really incredibly valuable. We'll show you how to train them. We'll give you the videos you can give to the VAs to do the training so they can learn how to do it. We show you how to get the lists, who to call, what to say. It's really, really good. Yeah. All right. Now, last time we talked about cash offers. Today we're going to be talking about lease options. Are we good to go? Let me move this banner out. Any questions, guys, that you have as we go through this, please type in the box. I'm going to make my screen a little bigger. Type in the chat.
Yeah, also, guys, someone's asking if you can't be on every call in January. They are recorded, okay, and also live on the Facebook group, so you can watch them later on that day, so you aren't going to be missing anything.
Yeah, you might have a deal you're working on, so send it to us, and we'll talk about it on the call.
Yeah.
Lease options. Love, love, love lease options. Now, what types of homes do we do lease options? Remember, we talked about cash offers. Typically, we're looking at on cash offers, on making cash offers on homes that need a lot of work. They need a lot of updating. They're kind of maybe on the cheaper end, not necessarily, but they're usually not on the high end homes, high priced, expensive homes. They're usually in the lower priced homes, like median home price and below. Lease options are typically nicer homes, nicer neighborhoods. So we are looking at only nice homes, nice neighborhoods, median price range. So, like example, in St. Louis, Missouri, probably $100,000 to $400,000. Okay, nothing real cheap, nothing real expensive. I might even say $100,000 to $500,000. Good school districts, right? I'm telling you, anytime somebody has a hard time selling a lease option property or finding a tenant buyer, it's because usually it's not in a good school district or it's overpriced. You want to do this where people want to live, and you can do it from anywhere in the country. You can do it from anywhere in the world, but you can do this in anywhere in the country. So the great thing about lease options is they work in expensive, competitive, difficult markets like California and Washington and New York and even Texas. You can do lease options in Texas, okay? You can't do sandwich lease options. Actually, you can do sandwich lease options, but only for 6 months. You can do lease option assignments or wholesaling lease options all day long, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. So this is why I love the strategy. You can do nice homes in nice areas. You don't have to go out and get a mortgage. You don't have to borrow any money. It's ownership. No, sorry. It's control without ownership. Control without ownership. Now, let's talk about wholesaling lease options. I removed you, Gavin. You can come back. There he is. All right, you're muted, Gavin. Now,
sorry about that.
When you do wholesaling lease option deals, it's when you want fast cash. We'll talk about this is why I started wholesaling lease options. I was doing a lot of traditional wholesaling and I was struggling, sending out a lot of marketing. I couldn't go see the houses. I got tired of trying to negotiate these houses at 50, 60 cents on the dollar. And I just didn't like it. So I was attracted to lease options because I can offer the sellers whatever price they want. I didn't have to negotiate anything, right? I just said, hey, listen, can I lease your property for a little bit and then buy the house later? Hey, Sarah, good question there. This isn't not a big deal, Sarah. Wherever there's laws that pass, I'm not sure I understand. Oh, stop it, Siri. In Cincinnati, Ohio, there are certain areas where they are implementing rules about how much option deposit you can require up front on lease options. Not a big deal. You can do land contracts if you want, but it's not a big deal. All right. So you can do lease options when you want fast cash. You do lease options, wholesaling lease option deals, typically when the deal has no equity and no cash flow. It isn't a deal. You can do this when it's not a deal you want to stay in the middle of. And maybe you're not comfortable doing a sandwich lease option on a home in a virtual market. So some of you guys, you're new maybe, and you're like, man, I don't want to do a sandwich lease option and stay in the middle on a home that is in a virtual market 5,000 miles away. You just want to flip it and be done with it. Well, that's fine too. Awesome. Now, what is a WLO deal? This is real simple. This is what a wholesaling lease option is. You find a motivated seller who wants to sell their house but can't and doesn't want to be a landlord. All right. You can only do deals with motivated sellers. You lease the property from the seller with the option to buy it in the future. Your option price and the rent are typically close to full market value. You have no intention of staying in the middle of the deal, and the seller knows this. Okay. And once you get the seller to sign your lease option deal, you market the property like a sandwich lease option where you're staying in the middle. All right. And then this agreement you are using with the seller is a non-exclusive agreement. I still let the seller market the home on their own. You don't want to tie up the property and take it off the market. I let the seller market the home themselves, right? And when you find a good tenant buyer who has a realistic chance of getting a mortgage in 1 or 2 years, you're going to assign your contracts to the tenant buyer for an assignment fee, typically 3 to 5% or 5 to 10 grand or sometimes more. Now, somebody was talking about Cincinnati. Let's say Cincinnati has this rule that you can't charge more than 1.5 times the rent for an option deposit. Then don't do lease options in Cincinnati, right? Do it in one of the suburbs. Do it in a county next door to Cincinnati. You have the entire United States in your backyard where you can do these deals. So don't think that you have to do lease option deals in your backyard. And many times it doesn't matter. Even if I was doing a lease option deal in my backyard, I would still not go see the house. I would do everything virtually. All right.
Yeah.
Super important to understand. And if whatever market you're in has difficult rules, then don't do them there. So you are done and you're out of the deal. You're not responsible for any mortgage payments or paying any rent during this time that you're advertising the house. Because I'm not taking it off the market. I'm not tying it up. The seller can still market the home on their own. I have a lease option contract with them. And like a traditional wholesaling deal, instead of assigning your contract to a cash buyer or to an investor, I'm just assigning the contract to a tenant buyer for an assignment fee. So you typically do these deals on properties that do not have a ton of equity or cash flow. If they do have equity or cash flow, then you want to do a sandwich lease option. We'll talk about that next. Any questions about that? What do you think, Gavin?
I think that's good. I don't see any. I know a few people are asking about the coupon code, guys. I just put that in there, okay?
December is the coupon code. So what's the option? There's usually 4 terms that you negotiate on a lease option deal: the option price, the rent, the terms, and the option consideration. All right. So these are terms with the seller. And I have a spreadsheet that show how the numbers work, and we'll talk about that next. So the option price is whatever the seller wants. I can give literally whatever price the seller wants. If the house is worth $200 today and they want $300,000 for the house, I probably wouldn't do the deal, but I still could. And I would make the option period 20 years, 15 years, right?
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful thing. You control these properties without owning them. And the rent is typically the market rent. So if a house rents for $1,000, I'm going to pay the seller $1,000. And I'm going to give them usually a 1 to 2 year agreement. I usually set the option price for whatever the value of the home is today. If the seller were to sell it today, I'm going to give them that price as an option price for 1 or 2 years. And I only put down $10 to $100 on these deals. The seller knows I'm not going to stay in the middle. I'm going to find a good tenant buyer that has a realistic chance of getting a mortgage in 1 or 2 years. And I'm going to sell my contract to that tenant buyer. And then I'm going to be done and out of the deal. It's going to be between the seller and the tenant buyer. All right.
Yeah.
Done lots and lots and lots of these deals. Now, here's how the numbers work. If you have VIP access, you get the spreadsheet. This is one of about 3 or 4 spreadsheets that I'm going to show you tonight. So let's say on this example here, this is A to B. This is my contract with the seller, and this is my contract with the tenant buyer. So B is me, the investor. I'm staying in the middle temporarily. And this is the contract with the seller. Does that make sense? All right. I'm seeing questions asking, how do I get this mind map? It's the same mind map. If you had the VIP access, you have this. All right. So let's say the value of this house today is worth about $420,000, $415,000. And let's say the market rents about $2,600. So I'm going to give the seller a contract to lease option the property where I'm the tenant buyer. And I'm going to give them an option price for $415,000, $2,600 a month in rent, 2 years, $100 down. And I'm not going to ask for any seller concessions or rent credits or closing costs. Make sense? Now, I'm going to turn around and advertise this house for an extra. What's the difference here? I'm going to bump the price up $12,000, which is about 3%. So I'm going to bump it up about, what did I do here?
4,000 to.
Oh, and I also bumped it up rent
4,400.
credits. Okay, let me get to this number here in a second. I'm going to still advertise it for $2,600 and 2 years. I'm going to require 3% down from a tenant buyer. I'm going to get $12,000 up front. And I'm also going to give them $100 a month rent credits for 24 months if they pay their rent on time. Now, really, they're not rent credits. They kind of are, but we just like to call them seller concessions that go to closing costs or reduce the price of the home. So I'm going to bump the price of the house up by about $14,400. So if you look at the formula here, this formula is this sell, the price I'm giving to the seller, plus the option deposit, plus the seller concessions. Make sense? So I advertise the price. I advertise the property as a lease option, 2 years, $429,000, $2,600 a month in rent, $12,000 down, and $100 a month rent credit for 24 months. Simple. So let me show you how this works right down here. So when the seller and the tenant buyer close in a couple of years, if I'm done and out of the deal, the sale price on this new contract is going to be $429,400. And the seller is going to credit the tenant buyer $2,400. And they're also going to credit the tenant buyer the option deposit money they put down up front. And so the final sale price is going to be $415,000. And guess what? That's the same number I gave the seller at the very, very beginning. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Seller concessions, Brandon, are not principal payments. They just reduce the price of the home. That's all they do. Or they go towards closing costs. The details of that stuff, I let the mortgage broker that the tenant buyer is working with figure that out. All right. Super simple. That's it. I'm just selling my contract.
Let us know in the comments, guys. Put makes sense. If it
Yes,
makes
if it
sense.
makes sense. Put it in the comments. Nice. Okay. Now I have in here in FreedomSoft, I'm just going to show you real quick. This is one of the example deals we looked at yesterday. And in FreedomSoft, I made this a deal type lease option. You scroll down here. And by the way, one of the cool things that I like to do with FreedomSoft is we put this address, the address of this home that we were looking at yesterday. Remember this house?
Yeah.
I put it in here and I clicked on find owner and I clicked on this button and it filled out the owner's information right here. So I scroll down and it now gives me two document generator things here. It gives me a document generator lease option proposal and one for short offer forms. I'm just going to show you this real quick. Let's say on this house that we're looking at right here, this is my contract with the seller. All right. So the option price was $415,000. I'm going to put that right here, $415,000. And then the rent was $2,600, right? I'm going to put that right here, $2,600. Term of 24 months. The date that it begins is the 27th and it ends on, let's say, 2023. Maintenance limit is usually $500. Option consideration, I'll put $100 down. Not doing any rent credits with this seller. My offer expires, on Christmas Eve. I am a realtor and licensed agent in the state of Missouri. Something like that, okay? Then you go back up here, you save lead. Ooh, don't convert. All right. And then you change document. You create a document. And I have here, this is my short offer form, I call it. It's called a short offer form. And this is a one-page agreement that I send to the seller, which is my main offer. Now, this is only the initial contract. So if you don't have FreedomSoft, go ahead and screenshot this. This is just my initial contract with the seller. Now, when I find a tenant buyer, I can't go into all these details. I cover this in my course. I create new contracts for the tenant for later on, a separate lease and a separate option agreement. This is just my initial contract with the seller. Seller's name goes there, the property address. The term is $2,600 a month, 24 months. Maintenance $500 per agreement per thing. I'm giving them an option to buy it for $415. If you want, you can add comma in there. My option consideration. So it has the lease here and the option there. I'm not doing any rent credits yet. This offer expires here. And notice this. This offer is contingent upon physical inspection of the property and the subsequent completion of a more formal and signed residential lease with option to purchase agreement. So this contract is contingent on what? Really finding a tenant buyer, but the way I phrase it is it's contingent on an inspection of the property and the subsequent completion of a more formal signed lease with option agreement. Make sense? And then this says here, this agreement is non-exclusive and can be canceled at either time, anytime by either party. Now, this once we sign the subsequent and formal and signed residential lease with option agreement, that can't be canceled anytime by either party. Only this one. So this is where the part where it doesn't tie up the property. Okay. And then this agreement is assignable with written consent by the seller landlord. And that's another document we have called a seller assignment agreement.
Yeah.
And this is just disclosure that says, yes, you are a realtor or not, but you do not represent the landlord. Okay.
Yeah. Also, and you may have said this, I just want to reiterate that the rental and the option are two separate agreements. So they're not going to be on the same document as well.
Yes. Again, because that question always comes up every single time.
Yeah.
This first one-page contract is just the initial contract with the seller. It's just one page. That's it. If and when I find another tenant buyer, then I do a separate lease and a separate option agreement for the higher price.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is what gets assigned to the tenant buyer, and then I'm done and out of the deal. That is a wholesaling lease option deal. Super simple.
I just want to say as well, guys, if we have obviously different trainings on these strategies. Like, don't think if you're new to lease options that you're just going to pick it up and then you're going to know everything from this, right? Everyone's at different stages on offers that they're making. So our goal is to teach you how to make an offer for that strategy. And obviously we want to answer your questions, but sometimes we can't teach you the whole strategy in this session. It's just impossible.
So Brandon's asking a good question. How does the investor make his money on the deal? I'm keeping this 12 grand as my assignment fee. That's why I'm bumping the price up from 415 to 429. And I'm also bumping it up for seller concessions or rent credits by 2,400. So at the end of the day, the seller still walks away with that 415 that I originally offered to them in my initial A to B contract. But I make my money from this assignment fee right here. But the seller still credits that tenant buyer that money back.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the mind map. Here we go. Now, let's talk about a sandwich lease option. When would you want to do a sandwich lease option deal? When you want cash flow. And who doesn't like cash flow? This is when you want to do long-term wealth building. If you just did one sandwich lease option deal a month, depending on the numbers, it's very, very flexible and variable, but you could have over $10,000 a month in cash flow and over $1 million in equity and profits in 4 to 5 years. Just doing one lease option deal a month. And you could actually do it less than that. It all depends on the price of the home. It's also when you want to make more money than just a quick assignment. So like in a wholesaling lease option, you might make 5 to 10 grand, maybe more. But in a sandwich lease option deal, there are 3 profit centers: cash now, cash flow, and cash later. Cash now is the money that you make in your pocket from the tenant buyer who moves in. So I might offer the seller $1,000 option deposit, and I'm going to collect $10,000 option deposit from the tenant buyer. So what's my cash now? 9 grand. Now that can go into Hip Pocket National Bank. Yes, I have to credit the seller or the tenant buyer that money back if and when they buy the home, but that's not money you have to keep in an escrow account or something like that. Cash flow, what is that? That's the difference between what I'm collecting in rent from my tenant buyer and what I'm paying in rent to the seller. So if I'm renting it from the seller for $1,500 a month and I'm renting it to the tenant buyer for $2,000 a month, what's my cash flow? $500 a month. And cash later is the difference between what? It's the difference between what I'm buying it for from the seller and what I'm selling it to the tenant buyer for. So let's say the house is worth $200,000 today. I'm going to buy it for $180,000 from the seller, and I'm going to sell it for $220,000 to the tenant buyer. What's my cash later profit? $40,000. Sell it for $220,000, buy it for $180,000. We'll do a double close a couple, 3, 4, 5 years from now.
Yep.
Right. The money is in the spread. Thank you, Chris. Right. Now, let's look at minimum criteria. Don't ever compromise on your minimum criteria on a lease option deal. You've got to write down your minimum criteria. And this is true for any type of deal you're doing. If you're buying cash flow rental, buy and hold real estate, you're doing the BRRRR strategy, you're doing rehabbing, fix and flip, like wholesaling, lease options, owner, all of it. You need to have your minimum criteria written down, and you must never compromise on them. Why? Because you make your profit when you buy. If you think you make your profit when you sell, you're going to be in for a world of hurt. You might be doing fine the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years, but it's not going to be white hot like this market is forever. It's going to cool down eventually, and you're going to be caught with your pants down at your ankles if you think you make your profit when you sell. That was an unpleasant picture, wasn't it, Gavin?
No, but it was what was needed to get them to think.
Oh my gosh. Ask me how I know.
Yep.
I lost a lot of homes when the market crashed to foreclosure and short sales because I bought it with the expectation of future appreciation, right? I thought, look back at the last 50 years, real estate never goes down. But guess what? It does. And it will, which is normal, right? So you make your profit when you buy. Now, on this criteria that I'm going to be talking about, there's different things you can negotiate, like the equity, the cash flow, the term, option consideration, etc. Sometimes you can give on one criteria, but make sure you get on another. So what I mean by that is the great thing about lease options is when you are negotiating with a seller, you can negotiate 3 or 4 or 5 different things. You can negotiate the price, the rent, the term, the down payment, rent credits, who fixes what. Like, you can negotiate more things. You have more levers. So if a seller is stuck on their price, then give them their price. But then you get something else like a lower rent or a longer term or rent credits. I have a student who did a sandwich lease option deal on a fixer-upper, a house that needed a lot of work in a small town, Alabama. And the seller, for whatever reason, was stuck on their price. I don't remember the numbers. Let's say it was worth $200,000. All these wholesalers were coming and offering the seller 150, 125 or whatever. The seller said no to all of them. Well, guess what Marty did? She said, hey, Mr. Seller, I will give you your price of $200,000. And this house needed 30, 40 grand in work. I'll give you the price that you want if you let me keep 100% of the rent. No, she said this. I'll give you the price that you want of $200,000, and I'll give you $900 a month in rent, which is what she knew she could rent it out for. But this was the big, big but. I want 100% of the rent for the first 2 years. And then the next 3 years, you can have 50% of the rent. So guess what her cash flow was the first 2 years? $900 a month. She kept all of that rent. She didn't have any mortgage payments, no payments that she had to pay to that seller at all for 2 years. She kept 100% of their rent. This must have been a free and clear house. Then the next, so what is that? 900 times 12, $10,800 in the first year, $20,000 in cash flow for 2 years. I mean, that's better than a punch in the gut. That's pretty good. Then the next 3 years, she's getting $450 a month in cash flow. Okay, cool. But hey, Joe, the property needs a bunch of work. Is she going to have to fix it up? No. She put a sign in the yard, handyman special phone number, rent to own, handyman special, phone number. And guess what? She told me literally as she was putting the sign in the yard, somebody stopped and said, "Hey, this guy was an electrical contractor. He's very handy and he couldn't get a mortgage right now, but he could in a couple years." And he said, "I'll do all the work." So she gave him, she did a lease option with him. And I'm not sure the exact price that she sold it to him for. A little bit more, 210, but that tenant buyer was doing all of the work. They had to do all of the work and paid $900 a month. And yeah, do you see how easy it is? I think that tenant buyer only put down a few $1,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So Marty got to keep that, and she's staying in the middle. She's making $900 a month cash flow for the first 2 years, $450 a month in cash flow. Her total profit on this deal, when it's done, will be over $54,000. $54,000. Did she have to get a mortgage? No. Did she take over the loan, get owner financing? No. Did she borrow any private money? No. Did the owner pull her credit and ask her about her experience and how many lease option deals? Did the owner ask her for her website and for references? No. She just made an offer. She found out what the seller wanted. The seller wanted his price. He didn't care about the monthly payments. He wanted somebody in the house. He wanted somebody to fix it up, and he wanted to sell it for $200,000, period. That was it. Marty said, "Okay, I can do that. Maybe. I don't know if that'll work, but what if I could lease your house for 5 years and then buy it? And I'll get somebody in there to fix it up." All right. So again, we're looking for sandwich lease options. We like median home price. We want at least 15% equity. So what does that mean? 15% equity. So that basically means we take the as is value times 85%. So just round numbers. Let's say a house is worth $100,000 fixed up, but it needs $25,000 in repairs. What's the as is value of that house? 100 minus 25. The as is value is $75,000. So we want at least 15% equity of the as is value. So to do that, you take the as is value times 85%. Make sense? Minimum cash flow on sandwich lease option deals. Rule of thumb, we got to have this written down. I want to make at least $300 a month or 25% of the rent for cash flow.
Yeah.
Term, minimum 5 years. Option consideration, I usually do 1 month's rent that I pay the seller. That's what I typically do. Minimum total profit, 30 grand. That can vary depending on where you're doing lease option deals. We did a little lease option deal in a town of 400 people in Omaha, Nebraska. It was a 980 square foot, 2-bedroom house. Okay. This was a town in nowhere, Nebraska, 400 people in that little town, a 2-bedroom, 900 square foot house. We're getting $320 a month in cash flow on that thing. And when it's all said and done, our cash flow up front, our cash now was $4,000. Our cash flow is $320 a month. And our cash later is only like 10 or 12 grand. Total profit on this deal was about $27,000, I think. Small town, Nebraska. And we actually had a tenant buyer on that house before we even finished signing the contract with the seller. The seller couldn't sell it. They were actually going to jail. The father he was going to jail in like 1 or 2 weeks. And the mother and their kids were moving to go live with the parents or the in-laws. And he couldn't manage a rental property while he's in jail. And he didn't want to give that to his wife to worry about. They just bought the house a couple of years earlier. It was a really unfortunate accident. The reason why this guy went to jail, it's really tragic. But he deserves going to jail. But let me just say this, that lease option, of course, it wasn't the best alternative. It wasn't the best option for him. The best option for him would have been to sell it. But he couldn't. He didn't have enough time. And he tried selling it with a realtor. The realtor said, "Well, you're going to have to fix all of this stuff up," which was going to cost him, 5-10 grand, which he didn't have. And we're going to list it and you're going to pay after commissions and all of that. He would have walked away with nothing. He probably would have had to go to closing with money. And he couldn't rent it. How's he going to manage it? So a lease option, perfect for him. There's sellers like that everywhere. Maybe they aren't going to jail, but there's sellers for whatever reason. They want to sell their house right now, but they can't for the price that they need to. Even though the market's going up and you think it's white hot, all you need to do is stick a sign in the yard. You're going to get multiple offers and sell it in a day. If that was true, why are there still hundreds of homes on the market right now past 60 days in your town? Go to Redfin, look it up yourself. You're going to find hundreds of homes that have been on the market over 60, 90 days. If the market is red, white hot, why are there still homes on the market, still homes for sale? I have a good friend, went through a divorce a couple years ago, right after he built a brand new house. Okay. Guess what? He doesn't want to live in this huge house. His wife doesn't want to live in it. That's a perfect lease option candidate. How much equity is in that house? None. If he was going to sell it, he'd have to pay an agent commissions and all that. He would lose money. So, who's too handsome for jail?
Steve Hall.
Steve Hall?
Yeah.
You don't want to go to jail if you're handsome, I guess. Now, here's the cool thing, too. If the seller owes too much, and we're going to start seeing this again soon, you can maybe give them an option price, whatever the loan balance is going to be in 10 years, as long as there's cash flow. Pace Morby, a good friend of mine who teaches subject to, he has a saying, I just forgot it. It doesn't matter if the house has any equity in it or not. All that matters is cash flow, something like that. But it rhymes, and I totally butchered it. But like all that matters is cash flow. So I can do a sandwich lease option for 10, 20, 30 years. Doesn't matter. Okay. And you can set it to where the option price will be whatever the loan balance will be in 10, 20 years. You make your profits when you buy, not when you sell. Type that in the comments right now, please. I want to make sure you guys are awake, number one. And when you type things in the comments, it tells YouTube and Facebook, hey, there's people watching this. Let's let other people know about it. And it puts it up there. So type that in the comments, please. I want to make sure you understand this because this applies to whatever different type of deal you're doing. Doesn't matter if it's lease options or owner financing or cash or whole, rehabbing. You make your profits when you buy, not when you sell. And don't let anybody tell you different. I'm telling you, you're going to get into a world of hurt. You're going to be caught with your ankles. You're going to be caught with your banana pants around your ankles.
I just want to say as well, guys, I know in the comments, I know a few people saying your head's spinning. No, I get it. And we are going to be underwriting deals, actually making offers. We're just trying to give you a background of how to actually understand these deals. Okay.
Yeah.
And when we get into like role plays and looking at deals, I can explain the positioning of when to use these offers and how they come into play. And we're going to build into that. So, bear with us, stick with us, because we are heading in that direction. Okay.
I think this worksheet's going to help make things a little simpler to understand too. This is a worksheet of how, let me get the right one here. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm not going to fill these out, but here are two worksheets that you can take a screenshot of, or if you're a VIP, you get this. I told you want to be VIP. What's the link to get a VIP, guys? Offer challenge VIP, and you're going to get these worksheets and spreadsheets that I give you. Okay.
And Joe, the VIP members are going to get the coaching call tomorrow, right? Yes. So it's definitely worth it for the recordings and all the documents for the money. So again, that's not a sales thing. It doesn't even matter. Okay. But you definitely want to get it. And then here's the other thing, and we're always good with this. Joe, you were saying at the start about the refund checks. That goes for this. If you come in VIP and you don't want it, we can refund it as well. It's really not a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. When we do a workshop or when I teach this class, I go through this worksheet, and it really helps simplify things. You just fill it out. What's the house? How do you determine the ARV? Just what we did yesterday. You take the average of the different estimates. You figure out repairs, which is, $5, $10, $20, $30 a square foot times square foot. Your as-is value is your ARV, your after repair value minus repairs.
Just what we did yesterday.
So that's your as-is value. All right. Market rents, you can do Rent-A-Meter, Zillow, PropStream market rents, and get an average of what you feel like the market rent is. Now your A to B offer to the seller is going to be as-is value times 85%. And I have a spreadsheet here. I'll show you in a minute what you can do it in the spreadsheet. The rent is rent times 75%. AB is what? The offer between you and the seller. Term, you want at least 3 to 5 years. All right. Now, that's for sandwich lease option offer. For a wholesaling lease option offer, it's real simple. The option price is whatever the as-is value is or whatever the seller is advertising it for, whatever the market rent is, and at least a couple years. That's it. Now, I keep on forgetting to add these two things. There's something else you want to add here called option consideration. So for a sandwich lease option, I usually do 1 month's rent. And on a wholesaling lease option, I might give the seller $100. All right. Then here's the evaluation worksheet. This is one thing I like to fill out with our students when we're teaching this stuff. Again, take a screenshot of this if you want. This is where you kind of evaluate the property. You give the address, the as-is value, balance, average appreciation, asking price, all this stuff, okay? And then here is your deal with the seller. The purchase price with the seller, the number of years, the monthly payment, option consideration. All right? Now, this is where you're going to figure what price you're going to sell it to the tenant buyer for. And if you're getting 3% appreciation a year, just being average conservative, the value of the house is going to go up every year, right? So you can see what the value of the house is going to be at the end of year 1, the end of year 2, the end of year 3, etc. So what you want to typically do is, let's say you have, and I'll show you again an example in a spreadsheet here in just a minute, but if you're buying it for 180 from the seller, you're going to sell it to the tenant buyer, whatever it's going to be worth on year 3. Okay. This is where you track the deal with the tenant buyer, your purchase price, the tenant buyer's purchase price, the term, usually 1 to 3 years, monthly payment, and option consideration, which is usually 3 to 5%. And this is where you calculate your profit. You put your purchase price with the tenant buyer, your purchase price with the seller. Which one's higher? The purchase price with the seller is higher, right? The difference between those two is your profit. That's your cash later. And then your cash flow is the difference between what you're collecting from the tenant buyer and what you're paying the seller. So that could be a minimum of what? $300 a month. And that's your profit. Okay. All right. Now let's look at a spreadsheet, which I think is going to help explain this to y'all.
I think the good thing is as well, guys, especially for you in VIP, I'd highly recommend you going back over this and pausing the screen, okay? Or using that pause button. You know, we teach that sometimes in our training, so you can actually go along and go through this and at a slower pace, okay?
Yeah. Just looking at the comments here. Our goal in this class wasn't to teach you how to do a lease option from beginning to end. We're just teaching you how to make offers. So this example spreadsheet here, you know, we did the same thing the other day. We find the ARV. So we find the average of all of these. The average is 175 in this example. So the ARV is 175. This house is going to need about 10 grand in repairs. So the as-is value is the difference, 165. Can you guys see that? And the market rent is about $1,400 a month. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. All right. Now, the minimum criteria, we talked about that. So minimum equity is 15%. So our minimum equity is what? The as-is value times 15%. So we want at least 24 grand in equity. The minimum cash flow is 25%. So that's 25% times $1,400 a month in rent. All right, so watch this. Our A to B offer is right here, and our B to C offer is right here. So I could say offer for advertising. So we're going to give the seller, the house is worth today as is 165. We're going to give the seller an option price to buy it for 140. Understand? That's the difference of 165 minus 24,750. We're going to pay the seller $1,050 a month in rent. What's the market rents? $1,400. We're going to pay $1,050. And we're going to put down 1 month's option consideration. 1 month's rent is option consideration. We're going to do 5 years. Those are the terms with me and the seller. This is a sandwich lease option where I'm staying in the middle. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to advertise it. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I have to, so you see all these numbers. We're going to advertise the property for $173. We're charging just a simple 5% premium, the way I did it in this example. So do you see here? We're buying it for 140 and we're selling it for 173. I like them apples. We're going to rent it for $1,400, but we're going to pay $1,050 a month. We're going to collect 3% or $5,198 from the tenant buyer, and we're going to pay the seller $1,400. So we keep the difference. We're going to do 2 years with the tenant buyer. We have 5 years with the seller, but we're going to do 2 years with the seller. All right. Do you understand that? That's pretty simple. I'm pretty sure you should be able to understand this. Now, what's the profit? Well, the cash flow is what? $8,400 for 2 years. Our back end is $3,300. And I'm also figuring miscellaneous costs of 3%. That, I don't know, just unknown contingencies, whatever. Our total profit on this deal is going to be $36,000. Those are really, really good numbers.
Okay? Yep.
I'm not going to go through this here, but this is something that when I'm talking to a seller, I say, listen, I could get you the same equity that you would get if you sold with a realtor. And I use this in the course, but sometimes you're talking to the seller and you need to show them, you're going to have miscellaneous costs, like a discount from your original list price. You're going to have realtor commissions and closing costs and repairs to get it ready to sell and seller concessions and carrying costs and miscellaneous inspections. So really at the end of the day, seller, you're going to walk away with 16% less than what you originally listed it for. And so you can show them, if you list it for $175, you're going to have $27,000 in selling expenses, which means your net's going to be $147 and you owe $140. So your true net equity is only $7,500. And we're going to talk about this in subject 2, but this is how you can tell the seller, especially in subject 2, is we don't talk about price. We talk about equity. And I tell the seller, I'll get you the same equity that you'd get if you sell it with a realtor. And we'll cover that here in a minute in the subject 2 part of it. All right. So if you have questions, come on, join the VIP, because we will answer all of your questions on our coaching call tomorrow. And if you can't make the coaching call tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, you can submit the question in advance and we'll answer it there.
Yep.
Again, we talked about this a little bit. I'm going to talk about it again. These are 5 things you can negotiate in every lease option deal: the option price, the monthly payments, the term, the option consideration, and rent credits. If the seller, the seller can't have all 3 or all 5. If the seller wants the price, then negotiate a lower rent. If they want the rent, negotiate a lower option price. If they say, no, I can't do 5 years, I'm only going to do 3, you say, all right, I can give you 3 years if you give me lower option price or a lower monthly payment. Does that make sense? All right.
Yeah.
We're doing okay with time. I have some example deals here. Let's run through these real quick, because I can make it a little clearer for you. Let's say this house is worth $175,000. The seller wants $160,000. They owe $140,000. So based on what it's worth and what the seller wants, is there much equity in that? No. And if we make a cash offer, it's probably going to be less than what they owe. The seller needs, but they're open to do a lease option, all right? The seller needs $1,050 in rent. Why? Because that covers their mortgage payment. They're a motivated seller. The property will rent for $1,400 a month, which means there's a cash flow of about $350, and the seller's willing to lease option for 3 years. So what do? This is a great sandwich lease option deal. This isn't necessarily a deal that we just want to assign and be done with and get out of. This is a good sandwich lease option. So they owe $140,000. Let's give them an option price to buy it for $140,000 within 5 years. So they're still going to have some equity. Okay. The house is worth $175,000 today. What if we sold it for $185,000 in 2 years to a tenant buyer? $185,000 minus $140,000, that's a spread of $45,000. And we're getting $350 a month in cash flow. So our profit on this deal is going to be $50,000, $60,000. All right. Now, I don't have time to kind of, you know what? Let's do that real quick on this one. Let's do that here. So the house is worth, remember the spreadsheet we just did? I lost it. Hold on a second here. I'm going to open the spreadsheet because I think this will help you. All right. Remember this spreadsheet right here. The house is worth $175,000. The seller wants Oh, well, I already did it. This is these numbers are the exact same numbers from my example in this mind map. I didn't plan that. Oh shoot, hold on here. I can't move things around. Here we go. I gotta zoom out a little bit here. So you see what I did here? The house is worth 175. Needs a little bit of money in repairs. The as-is value is 165, but I'm going to make the offer to the seller for 140. Their payment is 1050 a month. All right. So the profit on this deal, my cash flow is 350. Is that right? Yes. Back end profit. The difference between those two. Yeah, there we go. So conservatively, I'll make 36 grand on that example deal. All right. Let's look at this next example deal here. And you guys tell me what you think we should do with this. The realtor brings you a deal. They want a full 6% commission. The realtor says, I think I might have a good lease option candidate for you here. All right. The house is worth $250,000. The seller needs $230,000. I don't know why. Maybe that's what they owe. The seller needs $1,450 a month in rent. Property will rent for $1,700 a month. The seller is willing to lease option it for 18 months. Will this be a good sandwich lease option deal? What do you guys think? Type it in the comments. Would this be a good sandwich lease option deal? And if not, why not?
You might be able to go a bit more, Joe, with it. One more zoom in, if you can.
Is it really that small?
I don't think so, but it's come up twice.
Is this a good? All right. I think Michael's got it here. No, it's not going to be a good sandwich lease option deal. Why? The seller only wants to do it for 18 months. That's not enough time. Remember our minimum criteria? 5 years. All right. But all your comments are real good. Now, somebody says here, maybe flip the deal. I forget who said that. Facebook user. Okay, maybe flip the deal. Yeah, this would be a good wholesaling lease option deal. But you know what? Is there anything else we would need to make this work? Well, maybe we obviously need a longer term. We could get the seller to pay the agent commissions. We could negotiate, all right, well, we can do 18 months, but we want more equity in the deal. We want some rent credit. So these are other things that you can negotiate with the seller. Get the seller to pay the agent commissions. I like that a lot. You should always negotiate that with sellers on creative deals. All right, example 3. This is real simple here. The house is worth $145. The seller owes $140. The property rents for about $1,200. The seller's payments are $1,100. Seller doesn't care how long you lease option it. I had one of these deals once when at one of our workshops. We called the seller up. She said, I don't care how long we lease option it. So what kind of deal would this be? What kind of lease option deal would this be? Could you make a cash offer on this, by the way? The house is worth $145. They owe $140. What kind of lease option deal is this?
Type sandwich or assignment.
Yep.
Or wholesale.
I think Danilu got it. Now, somebody says here the time is right. Somebody says this would be a good subject to deal. I don't like this even as a subject to deal. Now, I know some, okay. Some people would say this is a good subject to deal, and I strongly disagree. Now, why would they say that? They say, look, you can hold this thing for 30 years, 20 years, and then you're going to get all that principal pay down, right? But what's going to happen when something goes wrong? You're only getting $100 a month in cash flow, right? And that house, when it goes vacant, and you maybe don't do a sandwich lease option on it, you just do a rental on it because you want to hold it for 30 years, 20 years, you're going to have to make a $1,100 payment. And how many months can you do that? It sucks. when you have to make a payment on a vacant house, on a house that you took over payments on, you took over the mortgage, and you have to make a mortgage payment on a vacant house you're not getting money from any tenant because nobody's living in it. And if you don't make that payment, that seller who still has a mortgage in their name is going to get a 30-day late on their credit. And you're going to ruin their credit, and they won't be able to get a mortgage for another 3, 4, 5 years because of that 30-day late on a mortgage. You understand? So it is absolutely critical you make this payment every single month. And this is what took me down back in 2008 and 9. I had at any one time, I had 15 homes or whatever. At any one time, I had at least 2 homes that were vacant because the market was just going crazy. And I had to eat 1,000 here, 1,000 there, 2,000 a month, right? And it was just killing me. So this is not a good subject to deal. I don't think you should do this. I think you should do this as a wholesaling lease option deal. All right.
Yep.
Give the seller a lease option for $140,000 a month, $1,100 a month rent for 2 years, $100 down. So you have to have consideration, and then just sell that contract to a tenant buyer for a $3,000 to $5,000 assignment fee. Now, Sharon is saying, well, you could still get, somebody here is saying, Sharon, you can get $20,000 down. I don't know if you can. You could do a subject to wraparound mortgage, but that's a whole nother thing, and I don't recommend doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not in an ideal. If you're going to do a lease option on this, you're not going to get 20,000 down on a lease option for $140,000 house. Not many people that are trying to qualify that can't buy a house for $145,000 have got 20,000 sitting in the bank but can't qualify. Normally, they're going to be probably putting it into a more expensive house as a rule of thumb. So you're not normally going to get that down. You're going to be looking probably at 5,000, 7,000, 8,000.
Yep. All right. So, again, some people would say do this. I just don't feel comfortable doing subject to and staying in the middle of this. You make your profit when you buy. You're counting on future appreciation. You're counting on everything that goes right. And once you have a couple, 3 months of things going not right, it's going to crush you.
Yeah.
And you're going to wish you listened to me. Okay. So if you have the mind map, we're not going to cover this now, but there's always more profit. We can cover this real quick. There are 2 ways you can find extra profit in every deal that you do: amortization or loan pay down, and equity splits where you can partner with the seller. This is interesting. I learned a lot of this from Todd Toback, one of my original guys I learned this from. All right. So I'm not going to talk about this because it's going to take a little too long, but you can always negotiate on these deals. You get the pay down on the loan, basically, is what this is. And you can also split equity. You can partner with the seller. And this is a very interesting concept. I have a lot of notes in here. You can read these if you have the mind map. But what this basically is like the seller's not super motivated. You know, they're just kind of like, yeah, I want to sell it, but I might be open to it. They're not willing to negotiate on their price much, their rent, but you tell them this. Listen, I don't know if this will work, but what if we partner on this deal? Okay. If you're doing a lease option, we can partner on it. You just enter in, just like with another investor, you enter into a JV agreement with the seller. You tell the seller, I'll do all the work. We'll do the lease option. Okay. And we'll just split everything 50-50. You get half of the cash flow, half of the thing. And when you do that with the seller, they're going to now be more negotiable to lower their price or lower their rent. Okay. But you manage it, you take care of everything, and you just split it with the deal. You partner with the seller on the deal. And so if you look at this mind map here, I got a really good thing in here that kind of explains that and gives you an example. But those are 2 powerful ways you can negotiate extra profit in these deals. All right. How are we doing? I want to jump to owner financing. It won't take as long, but
yeah, I think we just want to, I don't know if people need this, but let's just simplify a couple of things real quick. So you've got 2 lease options, guys. One is an assignment lease option and a sandwich lease option. Okay. In the sandwich lease option, that's where you're going to make your cash now, your cash flow, and your cash later. Okay. So you're going to get paid 3 times in a sandwich lease option, and you're looking for 15% or better equity as a rule of thumb. So always be thinking about that. Then if you don't have any equity, it's going to be more leaning towards an assignment lease option. And if you always remember, if there's anything that you remember, is whatever your sales price is with the seller, it needs to be more when you look for the buyer. And that's how you're going to make money on the front. You have to always remember to add. Never advertise the property for the amount that you have with the seller. Always remember to put the money on top, which is 3 to 5% in that range. Okay. Or 5 to 10,000 in that range on top of the sale price with the seller on an assignment. So hopefully that helps.
All right. Some people are saying I can't find the mind map. If you are a VIP member, send an email to support@joemccall.com. We have people right now in the support ticket desk looking for your emails. They will respond within minutes. Send an email to support@joemccall.com. Don't write in the comments of Facebook or YouTube anymore that you don't have your stuff. If you bought it, it was already emailed to you. Send an email to support@joemccall.com and we will send it to you. We'll answer within minutes.
Yeah, and you should also just check spam, guys, just in case.
Check spam. Dana is on right now. She's going to monitor the help desk tickets. We have virtual assistants on the help desk right now looking for your support tickets. Send an email to support@joemccall.com. And she just said, yes, we can help. Dana, right. Okay, let's talk owner financing. I love owner financing. I'm going to show you how to do this in the Automated Offer Pro software. It's pretty much two different offers that I like to make: interest-only payments and principal-only payments. But there's lots of other ways to make these deals work. Something on the middle, okay? And if you've never done owner financing, if you've never done an owner financing deal before, I want to just explain this because it's the same thing with a lease option deal. Because sometimes these creative deals can be confusing. You know, there's a lot of steps involved. And you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Well, here's what we suggest. Find somebody who has done them in your market and partner with them. That way you're going to see who they use for the title company, the closing company, their attorney, their paperwork, their servicing company, who they use to screen tenants, and the realtors they use to show the homes or stage the homes or whatever. So if you get a seller that you know it's a good owner financing deal, you make an offer to them using this calculator or the software that I'll show you here, and they say yes, you're going to be like, that's awesome, great. Okay, and you freak out. And then you go to, I've done this lots of times. I went to Craigslist. I'd search for somebody who's advertising a house, owner financing or lease option, right? And then I call them up and I say, hey, listen, my name is Joe. I'm an investor. Do you do a lot of lease options or owner financing deals in this market? Yeah, cool. Listen, great. I got a seller right now. I live in St. Louis. You're in Houston. I got a seller in Houston that's got a property. They're super motivated and they're willing to owner finance their house. And this thing will cash flow $300 a month. And there's $30,000 in equity. But I'm looking for somebody that I can partner with on this deal. Would you be willing to partner with me? And we'll just split everything 50-50. Every investor in their right mind is going to say, heck yes. Love to partner with you on this deal. All right. Partner with them. Give them a joint venture agreement. Go ahead, Gavin.
No, this is gold. I am telling you now. If there's one thing you get from today,
yes,
it is this right here, because this then takes everything out, all the guessing, all the confusion, I didn't get all my questions. I don't know how to do all these types of deals. This takes everything out of the game, okay, by partnering. That there, again, if there's nothing else you're going to get, that is it. Because if you think about it, it is easy, it is simple, because who doesn't want more deals? We all do. We all want more deals. Okay, so when you find them people and you can bring the leads, if you can be like remember, we're in the marketing business, right? We're not in the real estate business. So if you're a marketing, you can find seller leads, motivate them, get them motivated, right? Then you always have people to partner with if you build your network.
Here we go. I went to Craigslist. I did a search for owner finance. I don't know where Liberty is. Liberty. Here we go. Here's Lance's phone number. Are you in Houston? Call him right now. 979-277-5991. Say, hey, Lance. My name is Joe. I'm in St. Louis. Got a property. This looks like a nice house. You're doing owner financing on it. Do you want to partner with me on this deal? And you're going to find, like, this is a beautiful house, right? He's looking for 20,000 down. He's doing a 30-year loan, 8%. You know, these kinds of deals, they're not easy. They're complicated, but he's got already the attorney, the title company, the paperwork, the servicing company that handles the note. He knows how to pre-screen these people, especially when you do owner financing. You need to make sure, if you're selling it with owner financing, you need to make sure you have a licensed loan originator that handles it. If you're going to stay compliant with Dodd-Frank, he's got all of that figured out. He or she already has it figured out.
Yeah.
So bring them a pre-qualified lead or a seller that's already, even if they've already signed your contract, you can still give them a new contract to sign it, all that. And once you learn how to do it, you can do it on your own next time. Go ahead, Kim.
Yep, and you can negotiate that with that person, right? So you can say, hey, if I bring this deal, like as part of that negotiation is that they walk you through, they give you these things, right? Look, I'm going to be honest, Joe, I'm new to this area, or this is a virtual market. I don't have any attorneys, and you kind of do. So I'm happy to partner with this on this deal with you. But I do want to know like who your attorney is. I want you to show me how you did the deal and walk me through it. Does that sound like something you can do? And they'll say yes or no, right? And normally they're going to say, of course I will. And that is the best way. Hands-on is going to always be the best way. Remember, you can make a lot of money in this business without knowing everything. And that's the cool thing, right? You only need to know enough. You only need to be good at one thing, okay? And the others will come. You will attract the right people to get things and make money in this business. You do not need to know everything. Something, Joe, I don't know if you picked up on it earlier, he said about that's the mortgage guy's responsibility to explain that. We are not mortgage brokers. We are not attorneys. No. Why am I using a mortgage broker if I already know how to do it? I'm not a mortgage broker. That's why I'm hiring one. Okay. Well, I'm not an attorney. That's why I'm hiring one. We're real estate investors. Remember, we're in the marketing business. What we need to craft is marketing and sales. And if you do that, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay, so you're going to outsource and use other people's expertise in the other areas to get these deals done.
Yes, very good. All right. Let's look at how to make owner financing offers using this Automated Offer Pro software. All right. Now, we're going to look at this deal that we did yesterday. I have it in a different tab right here. All right. Remember the offer with Jimmy Smith? He lives on Hillbilly Street in Austin, Texas. Nothing against Austin.
Oh, hillbillies.
Nothing wrong with being a hillbilly. All right. In this example, we figured the ARV was 116,900. So we're going to use an ARV of 117,000. Go to next. Now our cash offer, remember there were two methods. 70% of ARV minus repairs minus your fee. So our method 1 cash offer was 37,000. Method 2 cash offer is the lowest average of the lowest solds times 80%. So we have two methods for cash offers. I know this is a little small. You're going to have to zoom it. You have to make your video bigger somehow. Method 1 was 37,000. Method 2 was 49,000. So we're going to make a cash offer of 42 grand, 1,000 down, give them an offer deadline of the 17th of December. All right. Now let's go to next. This is where we make our lease option and owner financing offers. I'm going to walk through this with you real quick. So in a sandwich lease option offer, the ARV was 117. Remember, the repairs was 33,000. So the as-is value is what? 83,000. So we want at least 15% equity in a sandwich lease option deal. So we're going to give the seller an option price of 70,000. The market rent on this property was 1,300. Actually, no, I just put that in there. Let's just say it's 1,100. We want at least 25% of the rent in cash flow. So we're going to pay the seller $825 a month in rent. We're going to collect 1,100. We're going to pay the seller $825. Now we have to pay the seller some kind of option deposit. We usually do 1 month's rent. Let's just do $1,000. Number of years, we want 5 years from the seller. Right? Now, wholesaling lease option offer, this is just what we assign it or sell it for. Oh yeah, it has to be 5. Okay. The seller wants, or what's the as-is value? The as-is value, what it's worth after repairs is about $83,005. Market rents $1,100. Option deposit just about $100. Number of years, let's do 3 years. I'm going to give a wholesaling lease option. This is just a lease option that I'm going to assign or sell to the tenant buyer. Now here's the owner financing. And there's a lot of different ways you can make owner financing offers. This software just does principal only payments and interest only payments. You could do a mixture of different things, but this is just a simple way to do it. And this is just your initial offer to the seller. So the price the seller wants, or the as-is value, was $83,025, right?
Yep.
And now when I make principal only payments, you got to think about this. It's like price or terms. And if the seller accepts my terms of zero interest payments, I'm going to give the seller the price that they want, the fair market value. I'm not going to do anything down. I'm going to do zero down. Market rent's $1,100. So principal only payments is usually about 50% of the rent. Just general rule of thumb. Let's do 50% of the rent. So here you go. I'm going to offer the seller $83,000 with principal only payments of $550 a month until paid, which means it'll be paid off in 12 years. This is an interest free or principal only payments, principal only payments. So every month I make a payment of $550 a month. The equity goes down, the principal builds, right? I'll have it paid off in 12 years, right? Now, in this deal, I'm not going to do the rehab myself. I'll clean it up a little bit, but I'm going to sell it as a handyman special for, I don't know, maybe $100,000, and payments of I'm going to set the interest rate to be about what the market rent would be. So the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance that my end buyer is buying it for will be about what market rent is. And I'm going to get about 10 to 20% down on this house. So I'll have it paid off really quick. I'm going to do a wraparound mortgage. I'm going to have a mortgage with the seller, and I'm going to wrap around a new mortgage with my other buyer. Complicated, okay, if you've never done it before, but it actually is pretty easy. Again, if you have a seller willing to do owner financing, find somebody else who's already done it and partner with them on these deals. Now, interest-only payments, let's say the seller wants interest. They say, no way, principal only, no. So I say, all right, I'll give you, but I want a discount on the price. So instead of giving you $83,000, I want to give you $78,000. The seller wants down payment. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll offer down payment, but I want a 10% discount on the price. So it's just all kind of negotiable, and they want interest. So if they want interest and a down payment, I'm going to ask for another discount. I might ask for 15% discount. I might put less down. I can do 0. I can do 5% down. So you can change this and kind of play with it. And let's say I tell the seller, I'll give you a balloon in 10 years. It'd be 5 years, whatever you want. All righty. Now, what's my interest payments on this going to be? Interest only payments is $168 a month, which is really good. Now, let's submit, and it's going to give us 3 different letters of intent. One, and I know it's hard to see. Let me just zoom in here. One is a cash offer, sandwich lease option offer, owner financing, principal only payments. The other option is cash, sandwich, wholesaling lease option. The third one is cash, owner financing, interest only payments, and owner financing, principal only payments. And then I also have a 1-page letter that includes these three options: cash, sandwich lease option, owner financing. So let's take a look at this a little bit. And by the way, it's going to email you.
You're giving them this?
Huh?
I said you're giving them this in VIP?
VIP. How do you become a VIP, you ask?
I did ask.
OfferChallengeVIP.com.
I'm sure everyone's already in there by now.
I don't know why they wouldn't be. It's $47. What is the code for December? Sandra, you're funny. All right, now I'm going to have to share a new screen here. I'm going to open these things and share what you get, because it's pretty cool. So let me I'm going to stop my screen share. I'm going to do a new one. Oh, wait, let me open these things here.
While Joe's doing that, guys, just a couple of things on the sales side for this. You have to watch when you learn creative that you can definitely over talk and get yourself in positions of weakening positions in the negotiation, right? For me, with an owner finance, I go in with my best offer as a principal only. I'm not mentioning interest in my discussion. I'm not saying, well, how much interest do you want, Mr. Seller? Because a lot of people aren't even thinking about interest. Okay, so you can keep that negotiation very simple. Hey, Mr. Seller, I'm going to pay you $500 a month until the end of the loan. And that is your offer. There's no interest, there's no balloons, there's none of that. Go and start with your best possible offer, and then you can work into other offers. If they go, well, how much interest are you going to get? Now you can discuss that. Or I only want to do it for 10 years and I want this paid off. Then you can discuss that. So allow in that negotiation for them things to come up. Don't just start bringing it up, right? Because it's on on the paper or anything like that. So just a couple of things there that just to watch for in them discussions and in them negotiations. Always play your best hand.
Very good. All right, so this is the first 3 option letter of intent. And screenshot this if you don't have the mind map, you don't have the calculator and all that. It's just a simple cover letter. It's just now here we have the multiple options. All cash, lease purchase option, owner financing option. And you know how the price goes up. The all cash offer was 42 grand. And when do we send this, by the way? To cold leads. We only send this to cold leads, somebody that doesn't want to sell, which is going to be most of them. Now, if the seller says, well, let me just say it this way. If you look at this and think, man, lease purchase, I don't want to do lease option on this thing. Then just delete it from this. Okay. And go into the Word document, type in 2. Does that make sense? So you can see here, I have all cash, lease purchase option, owner finance. So it just depends on the deal. If the seller's really cold, I'd send all 3. If they're warm, I might just send 2. If they're hot, I might just send 1. So the cash, you can see that's the lowest price, 42 grand. If it's a sandwich lease option, I'll buy it for a little bit more. Price terms, right? If they'd accept owner financing, I'd pay even more. Down payment 0, $550 a month until paid. Term 12.6 years. Then the next page talks about what a lease option is. It gives a summary of benefits to the seller. And then it has 3 pages of frequently asked questions for how lease options work. Cool. All right, I got another one here. Let me just go here to letter of intent number 2. Bring it over here so you all can see it. All right. This has the all cash, sandwich lease option, and wholesaling lease option. You see the price goes up 42 to 70,000 to 83,000. Now let's say you've got a lease option deal and you want to stay in the middle. So don't give the option 3 to the seller, because the seller's going to look at that price and say, oh, I want 83 for it. That's what I want. Yep. So just take it out of there. Don't show it to them. Right? Yep. Just give them these 2 options. I'll pay you cash, 42, or sandwich lease option. The seller's going to say, why don't you just buy it? I say, okay, I will. I'll buy it for 42 grand. You're not going to like it. Or I can give you 30 grand more as a lease option. All right. And then there's more what a lease option is, summary of benefits, frequently asked questions, etc. The next thing that I like to, what you have here is letter of intent number 3. Let me bring this over. This, and I know it's real hard to see. It's so small. I'll do my best to, come on here, to make this a little bigger. This one's a little different. This is an owner financing proposal. So this is all cash. And you see how the price goes up again, 42 grand to 70 grand to 83 grand. Okay. 70 grand with interest only payments. I'll put 3,500 down. Well, where's that money going to come from, by the way? You have to pay it or get a private investor. Not a big deal. Seller to carry back 3% interest only. Monthly payments of $167 with a full balance of something due in 5 years. Or I'll give you even a higher price, Mr. Seller, with 0 down and 151 monthly payments of $550. Chris signed up. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, Chris. Welcome. Looking forward to working with you. So here is something that explains what a lease option or what owner financing is. Explains a summary of the benefits of seller financing. And it includes a really fancy, really cool report that you can give to the seller about explaining what it is that you do. All right. Got one more thing for you here. Oh, this is one of my favorites. And we don't have time to talk about this. This is one of my favorite strategies. Making blind owner financing offers. So, did you know there's a way you can download older listings from the MLS? So you can say, all right, show me all the properties that have been on the market over 60 days. And in any major market, you're going to get 100, 200, 300 of them. And then you can upload those into PropStream, and you can have PropStream tell you which of those homes are free and clear. So here you go. You've got a house that's free and clear, and usually it's about 35 to 50% of these homes are going to be free and clear, no mortgage. And of course they want to sell it. It's listed, but it's been listed for over 60 days. What if you sent a blind owner financing offer to the seller, giving them their full price if they would be willing to do owner financing? So this is the way we've done this, and this works really pretty well. Now, well, okay, I can't go into any more details because it's going to take me too long to talk about. But you can say, listen, hey, we're based here. We're an investment firm that specializes in buying properties like yours in the Cincinnati area. With that offer in mind, if you would consider seller financing, I would like to make you a full price offer on your property. We can buy it as is and close on any date you choose. So if you would consider selling your house, if you'd consider seller financing, I will buy it at full price. Now, we realize this may be a little out of the blue, so please forgive me if this letter seems too forward. The reason why we can offer you full market value for your property is because of our long-term buy and hold approach. So then we attach a letter of intent. And this also says, this is not a solicitation to list your house. We want to buy it. If your house is already listed with an agent, please give this letter to them. All right. That's all I'm going to say about that. Here's the letter of intent. Nice. We're getting more people signed up. Come on, James.
Yes.
Here's the letter of intent. It just merges the things in. We'll buy it from you for $83,000. We'll put $1,000 earnest money deposit. No down payment. Monthly payments of $550 a month. About 151 months. Boom. It's a 2-page letter of intent. Come on, Steve.
Steve Hall.
Nice.
San Francisco.
All right. So I already showed you. Oh, let me show you one more thing here. This is also something that you can use and send to the sellers. We're talking about making offers, right? And when we say make offers, we're talking about written offers. And this is why I'm showing you these things. And it could be as simple as a 1-page letter like this is. It's just a 1-page letter. Hey, Jimmy Smith, it was great talking to you today about your house at address in city. Here's some different options we might be able to offer to buy your house. Come on, Denaloo. Cash offer 42, lease purchase 70, seller financing 83. If these offers don't work for you right now, please keep this letter for future reference. Call me anytime you have any questions. Thanks. Boom. Okay, so this is a great, simple offer that you can send to a seller. They say it's a rental. You text them, hey, would you consider maybe selling? But you talk to them. Will they text you back? Yeah. You call them and talk to them, and they're like, nah. This happens all the time for whatever reason. The seller says yes to the VA on the cold call, or on the text message response, yes, I want to sell my rental property. But when you call them, they're like, no, I don't. Okay, send them just a one-page letter like this. Now, this could be in an email, right? Just copy and paste this, put it in an email, send it to the seller, but then also put it in the physical mail and send it to the sellers. Super important. All right. Let me, I'm going to stop my screen share right now and go back to our mind map because we are almost done. And we could, we said we'd do some role play, didn't we?
Yep.
All right. Hold on here. Let me go to the mind because we're going to talk about subject 2 real quick. Remember, if you want to sign up for the accountability, 15offers.com, promo code December, which expires tonight at midnight, get $100 off. And you're going to get your money back if you just make 15 offers a week. Yep. 15offers.com. Go there. All right. Let's hurry up. Subject 2s. I like subject 2s. I've done a lot of them. This is where you make offers on houses with mortgages. Let me just cover this real quick. Once the seller contacts you and you determine the need to sell, if you want to do the subject 2, your objective is going to be to create solutions based on the following rules. You know what? I think I might have. I think I'm missing something. Let me just, that's not necessary there. All right, here are the rules. When you're taking over loans subject to the existing mortgage, make sure you get in as light as possible. Make sure your monthly payments allows selling it on a lease option or owner financing. You want to make sure you don't have any short time frames to sell. You want to make sure there's no balloon payments until it's actually sold. And you want to extend your first payment as long as possible. Okay. When you're talking to sellers, you only talk about their equity, not their price. And it's important you position your offer when you're talking, you position it as a win-win solution for the sellers. Okay. Dang it. Hold on here. So many times you'll get much further with sellers if they feel you are trying to create win-win solutions rather than trying to steal their house. You can do this very easily by making a statement like this. Mr. Seller, if I can get you the same equity you would get if you sold it with a realtor, would that work for you? Or you could say, Mr. Seller, if I can get you the same equity that you would get if you listed it, marketed, and sold after waiting many months for your realtor to sell, would you feel like I was stealing your home? Real simple. So if they need to sell their home, there will rarely be a seller who will disagree with this approach. Now, I have a worksheet I'm going to give to you. You want to be prepared to work this worksheet with them. And we need to make sure that you ask them what kind of cash they need. What kind of cash do they need right now? So these are 3 offers. And you should always write these 3 offers to the seller unless they are days from foreclosure. If they're days from foreclosure, you need to do a short sale on these. You're going to use the total equity number from this formula I'm going to show you in a minute to make your 3 offers. Now, these are the 3 offers. There's different ways to do it, but these are ways I like to do subject 2s. Number 1, I'm going to offer them their, okay, let me explain this. Remember we talked about the true net equity that a seller has in their home. And I have some examples here that I'm going to show you. Just make sure. Yeah, they're right here. Okay, good. I'm going to show you some examples. So we talked about, remember, the true net equity of the home. If a house is worth 200 and the seller owes 150, they think their equity is 50 grand. But on average, a seller is going to have 15% of costs associated with selling that house. And I'm going to show them, I'm going to get you the same equity you would get if you sold your house with a realtor. So offer number 1 is to offer them the total equity off your formula with all of it being paid once you get a buyer financed. You're only going to give them cash at closing if it's needed for like moving costs. Offer number 2 is you're going to give them a little less of that equity than your first offer, but you're going to increase the amount of cash at closing to make it worthwhile. You're going to give them a little more cash, but they're going to also give them a little less equity later on. And the third offer is going to be even less equity than your first and second offers, but you're going to add more or all of their cash at closing to make it worthwhile. All right, so let's look at some examples of that. Did I say that right? Yeah. So here's some examples. Here's an example equity calculation that I was just kind of talking about. Let me zoom in here. All right, so let's say a house is listed for 186. This is what you're going to walk through the sellers with. This is the traditional process of listing and selling with a realtor. I'm going to show this to you here. So the listing price is 200 grand. You're probably going to sell it for, now 7% is a little too high right now. You might want to use 2%. If you look at the national, or you look at statistics from your realtor MLS, you're going to see they publish this too. The average discount between the original list price and the final sale price. Even in a hot market like this, it can be anywhere from 2 to 3%. In a cold market, it's going to be 7 to 10%. Even in a hot market like this, 2 to 3 to 4% discount from the original list price to the final sale price. So you put that number in here. Let's say it's 3%. So then that's that. Then you subtract commissions. Then you can subtract closing costs. You subtract other unknown costs. And you have subtract any repairs. So you tell them, look, your net after you sell this property is going to be this. And you have a loan of 155. So what's your real true net equity in this house? $7,680. You're only talking equity to sellers when you're talking to them about a subject to. All right. You're not going to talk about price. You're talking about equity. And you'll understand why this makes sense in a minute. So now you're going to give them a letter of intent to purchase the property. These are going to be the 3 different offers that you're going to make to them. Option number 1, we'll give you $7,680 for your equity. And this is how we're going to do it. We'll give you $1,500 cash at closing now, and then we'll take over your payments. And then we'll give you the rest when we actually sell the house and cash out. Okay. The other option, if they want more cash up front, you say, okay, we'll give you $5,000 for your equity. And this is how we'll do it. We'll give you $2,500 cash at closing now, and we'll take over your payments. And then we'll give you another $2,500 when we sell and cash you out. If they want more cash up front, we say, okay, we'll give you $3,500 for your equity and all of that at closing, and we'll take over your payments. Does that make sense? Those 3 different options. We're talking equity to the seller, not price. We're talking the equity. And the more cash they want up front, the less of their equity they'll get. All right. So those are the different options that you can present to them.
Guys, put in the chat, talk equity. Let's see if everyone's still with us and awake.
Yep.
Let's get some engagement going.
Now let's look at this example again. This is a profit analysis sheet. I got, okay. So let's say you sell this property for 200 grand. This is what your profit's going to be on this deal. And if you remember the previous example here, this house, they're listing it for 200. That's what it's worth today. So looking at the profit, I'm going to put my tenant buyer in it, or my tenant buyer, and I'm going to sell it for 200 grand to my tenant buyer. To get it ready to sell, you need to do a little bit of repairs. You need about $1,000 for repairs. You're going to do some marketing, about $1,000 in marketing. And you're going to have, this is your exit strategy. You're going to make payments for a couple months while you're getting it ready to sell. So these are your holding costs while you're getting it ready to sell. Right? And then you're going to have some utilities and some insurance. So you're going to have about $3,700 while you're getting ready. If you have any reinstatement, you put that in there. You're giving the seller some cash at closing, $2,500, and you have some closing costs. So your total buying costs are about $3,300. So you see this, you have renovation costs of $1,000, marketing costs of $1,000, holding costs during this time of $3,700. You've got purchasing costs of $3,300. So your adjusted sales revenue is going to be the $200,000 minus all these costs right here. Subtract the mortgage payoff, what the seller owes, $157. So your estimated profit's going to be about 33 grand. It's your total estimated profit. That does not include cash flow. Why isn't the cash flow in here? Am I missing something? Oh, okay. This is ignored. This is not even including cash flow. So you're going to need 9 grand. Your return on investment is going to be 371%. These are your total loans. The sales loan to value 83%. This is a good deal. I think the reason why the person that I took this from, that was teaching this to me about 10, 15 years ago, why wasn't there cash flow? Maybe because I don't want to get too confusing here, but he would borrow that 9 grand from a private investor. And so he would figure you break even on cash flow. But that's how you calculate your profits on these deals. Subject twos. All right. And then here is my contract real quick. I'm going to show this to you. And this is real quickly. I'm going to show this. This is where you spell out the terms of the agreement. This table right here is really important. So you're going to put down to the seller $100 earnest money deposit. Balance due at closing. Remember you said to the seller, I'll give you $2,500 for your equity. $2,500. So $2,400 plus 100 is $2,500. Proceeds of a new loan. There's no new loan here. Seller financing. The seller's going to finance $2,500, and you're subject to the existing mortgage. Subject to the existing mortgage of $155. You put the bank name, loan number, interest rate, and all that. If there's a second loan you take over, subject to, total purchase price $160 with the seller. Okay, that's how you spell out the subject to. And then you scroll down a little bit. You're going to have something here for the purchase money note. So the seller is carrying back financing, $2,500, 36 months, $0 payments per month. All right. There's a bunch of other paperwork like disclosures, due on sale clause stuff, and all of that stuff. Just wanted to show you how you make these offers. So this is really important to understand. You need to walk through. When I do subject twos, I like to walk through the price and show the seller how much net equity they really do have. And then I give them options based on their equity, not the price. And this is your profit analysis sheet. And for some reason, I can't remember why. There's no. Well, here it is. This is where the estimated monthly cash flow goes right here. And he was just being conservative and saying there was none. So you'll make 33 grand on this deal. Okay.
Yeah.
That is, zoom out a little bit here. That's subject twos. Any questions real quick? Lots of comments in here.
Yeah.
The VIPs get this form. Yes, Melody. It's in the mind map.
Where can I find this recording? Also going to be in the mind map.
Yes. Now you need the coupon code, whoever this Facebook user was. And if you paid $500 and you didn't get the coupon code, just send an email to support@joemccall.com and we'll refund you that 100. Come on, Letitia. Best 47 I spent all week. Merry Christmas to me. That's awesome. Paul gets it. You talk equity. We're going to get this recording. This will be in the Facebook group, in the One Offer Away Challenge Facebook group for just a few more days, and then we're going to take it down. If you're a VIP member, you get access to these recordings, lifetime access. So again, send an email to support@joemccall.com, and Dana will help you take care of you. Okay, it wasn't asking for a code word coupon. Let me share my screen with you here. Offer Challenge VIP. If you go there.
Joe, as well, I think it's worth throughout this. I didn't want to stop you, but people are asking what was included, so we need to run through that again at some point.
Okay, yes, the VIP is not. It doesn't have the coupon code. I'm confused here. It's going to be at 15 offers. 15offers.com is going to give you the coupon code. So if you go down here and you sign up, it's going to take a new page. And then you scroll down right here, coupon code. You have a coupon promo code. You see that? Click there. You type in December. Apply. There you go. Chuck, question about these deals going to the IRS as a dealer. I don't know. I don't answer tax questions. You need to talk to an accountant or an attorney about that. All right. Now, this accountability thing that we're doing, super cool. We're going to talk about it real quick. I don't know where you want to be in 2022. You want to be doing deals? What's your plan? Where are you going to get your leads from? What kind of systems are you going to have to make offers and follow up? What's stopping you from making more offers? You know what it is usually for a lot of people? It's accountability. Hey, by the way, guess who didn't show up to the gym this morning?
No, you didn't.
Oh, I
And your
didn't.
excuse was you're up late doing this call.
I have two excuses. I was up late doing the call last night. I'm going to be up late tonight doing the call. And I golfed 3 days in a row and I walked 9 holes, which is about 4 miles. So in the last 3 days, I've walked 4 miles a day on top of my workout, except for yesterday. And so, but guess who gave me a hard time? I can't even tell you what they texted me. It would be offensive to most of you. Okay. And, but guess what? I'm going to be showing up tomorrow morning because I don't want to take that abuse anymore. So you guys, I'm telling you, you got to have accountability. Okay. And why not have accountability on the things that are most important, like making offers? Your speed to income is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. I wish my friends would give me a refund on my gym membership after working out for 12 months, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Get a refund on my gym membership? It's not going to happen though.
Yeah.
But you guys can get all of your money back if you just make 15 offers a week. And we don't, we do care, but they can be stupid offers. They shouldn't be stupid offers, but they, all right. They do have to be written offers. So the first week of this 4-week challenge, so there's actually 5 weeks. The first week, we're just going to be giving you some online training for marketing and how to make offers. We just want you focused on those two things. Marketing. We just want you focused on those two things. Marketing, talking to sellers, and making offers. That's 3 things. Okay. Don't worry about the paperwork and how everything works afterwards. We'll partner with you on the deal if you want. We may even find somebody that is doing similar deals in your market and help you partner with them. We have one of our main coaching clients right now who's partnering with a lot of our students on creative financing deals. He's a beast. He does deals all over the country. But we'll either partner with you or we'll give you to one of our other coaching clients to partner with you on a deal. If you want, you don't have to, but if you want. And then we're going to do 4 weeks of accountability coaching calls on Mondays and Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. 4 weeks. Gavin is going to do one call and I'm going to do one call every week. We have a private Facebook group where you can network and mastermind with people. By the way, on these accountability calls, we are only talking deals. You're going to be reporting on your numbers. We're going to be giving you a hard time if you don't make your numbers, but we're going to be nice about it. There's going to be a private Facebook group. We're going to have a weekly scorecard where you can submit your numbers every week. You have to submit your numbers every week. Now, here's the thing, guys. Even if you don't meet your numbers, you're going to get tremendous value out of this. And it's still only $400 today. Even if it's $500 tomorrow and you're watching the replay or whatever, that's still a fantastic deal. You're going to walk away. If you do if you make half, let's say you only make 7 offers a week, guys, that's 7 offers and you made more offers than you made last week. And you do that for 4 weeks, you made 28 offers, guys. And then you do that again the next month and the next month and the next month. Now you got a bunch of sellers to follow up with. You're going to do deals. So even if you miss your numbers, you're going to win. You're going to win. That's our goal of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a scorecard you need to submit every week. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's about you've got to back yourself, right? That's what it's about. You've got to, if you believe that you can do it, then you need to get involved. And you need to be doing these offers every week to get results. Again, we talked about this yesterday. I wish we could say, oh yeah, you do 1 offer a week and you're just going to make a ton of money. It's just not the case. right? You've got to make these offers because then you've got things to follow up on. And this is kind of the benchmark. If you want to do a deal, you've got to be doing these 15 offers, and you need to be held accountable, because guess what? You're working that 9 to 5 and you're going to get off work and you're not going to want to do it. We know you're not. We see it all the time with our coaching students, right? And that's when we're going to be there saying in the Facebook group, get it done, catch up. You've got to make 3 offers a day. You've got 2 extra days a week. Catch up at the weekend to get it done, right? You can push through and it's not going to take you that much time. We're going to be giving you the calculator. We're going to be giving you everything, all the resources so you can do it. You're going to have everything to achieve this. And as Joe said, and if you don't, I'm sure it's going to be, even if you do 5 offers a week, it's going to be 5 more than you've ever done, right? And that's the goal. It's not about what everyone else is doing. It's about what you're doing and making sure that you're moving forward to your target to actually get results, because you cannot keep showing up to trainings like this and they're good. We're on it. We're trying to deliver as much as we can. But here's the thing. If you want my honest opinion, is you've got to take action on it, else you're just going to be an information machine, right? You're just gathering information, doing absolutely nothing with it. And that's what this does. It does the opposite, where we want you doing stuff when you don't know what you're doing. That's when you're going to be at your best. Like, I'm making an offer and I don't even know if it's right. Awesome. You made the offer. You're going to learn. You're going to get better. You're going to get better next time. So all this is super, super important, but you've got to get out of your comfort zone, guys, and go for it.
Yeah. Coupon code equals. Somebody had a good question here. Can you make offers to realtors? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else asked, can you make offers to FSBOs, for sale by owners? Yes. Thank you. So again, 15offers.com. Coupon code is December. We're going to give you 2 free bonuses also. We're going to give you a cold calling 101 class that we did, because some of you, our favorite marketing right now is cold calling, but we don't like doing it. We have VAs that do it. And in this course, we teach you how to find, hire, and train $5 an hour VAs with good English to make cold calls for you. And you don't even have to train them. We'll tell you how to find VAs that are already trained, and you can give them our videos that will train them for you. We're going to be doing a boot camp, our first 2-day, all-day virtual boot camp in sometime in January, I think. February.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
We're going to sell tickets for, I don't know, $50, $100, maybe more. You get 2 free tickets to our next boot camp. We're starting this whole thing December 27th, right after Christmas. The $100 off coupon code expires tonight at midnight. Tonight is Thursday night, December 16th. So it expires at midnight Pacific time, I believe. Coupon code is December. So it's $400 today. Today only. Now listen, even if you watch the replay, it's $500. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
It's just an extra $100, $500. You're going to get it all back anyway when you make 15 offers a week. And you submit your scorecard every week. You do that for 4 weeks. All right. And we have I don't know if I need to show you all the refund checks again, but I like showing them.
The thing is, Joe, as well, like, how much is it going to cost people not to do it?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It costs them way more than $500.
How many deals are you going to lose if you don't start making offers? Yeah. You just need to make one offer to get that one deal that's going to make you 50, 60 grand, 20 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand, right? Just one deal is going to make you 10, 20 grand. So how much is it costing you to not make offers?
Yeah.
So 15 offers.
We did 2 $50,000 deals this year with no negotiation in Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama.
2 $50,000. That's $100,000 on 2 deals.
That's awesome.
And if you want HUDs, I can show you HUDs. Okay.
Hey, by the way, real quick, we still have one more prize to give. We gave away these 2 free coaching call and Simple Lease Options. We already gave those away. We're going to give away 1 free accountability group coaching thing to somebody that posts in the Facebook group a picture of them making an offer. It has to be written offer, a picture of the offer on your computer screen. We want to see your pretty face, or something you might have just written an offer, emailed an offer. We want to see. And if you post it in the main One Offer Facebook group, we're going to pick a winner tomorrow and give you this price. Cool. All right. Now, hey, I want to do one more thing quick, Gavin, because we said we would role play.
Mhm.
And somebody asked if we can do a role play on a house that is listed with an agent, right? And let's do that. Do you want to just show people how easy it is to and how quickly you
Absolutely.
can make an offer?
Yeah.
All right. One of the things I like to do is go to Redfin. Somebody type in a market in the chat. Define a written offer. Chris is asking, define a written offer. How do you? I don't know
I mean, hey Joe, I want to buy 123 Main Street for 100,000. Close it in 45 days.
Boom.
Done.
Akron, Ohio. Have you ever been to Akron, Ohio?
No.
What's in Akron, Ohio? I don't know.
Not a lot. I have no idea.
Let's see where Akron, Ohio is. I like it because it's a small town. It's not a big town. It's not Cleveland or Cincinnati or Columbus. It's probably, is there a college there, university or something? Okay. So we're at Redfin right now. I'm going to remove outline.
One second. I'm just going to open my door quick. Hold on.
Now, Akron, I'm going to zoom out a little bit to get some more houses. Okay. Well, let's zoom in. Let's see what we've got here. There's 938 homes. I want to go to filters. Let's do house only. Let's do properties under 200 grand. And I want time on Redfin more than 60 days. Boom, 141. And I don't want any new construction. So let's say it had to have been built before 2019. 137. So 137 homes in Akron, Ohio, and that have been on the market over 60 days. So one thing you can do, I'm going to change this from a list view to a photo view. Can we do that? All right, this gives me a little more room. I'm looking for houses that look like they need updating because these are the first ones that I'm going to start making offers on. You can have a VA go through these too, by the way. Yeah, this one might be. Yeah, you know, this one is going to be something that an investor would probably buy. Maybe not a retail buyer. Maybe, I don't know. This one's
LeBron
outdated.
James is from here. Huh?
Who? What?
LeBron James is from here.
Oh, that's right.
Sean
Now,
says.
there's usually good reasons why these houses haven't sold yet. They don't show very well. This was a picture probably taken from an iPhone, right? See? What did I tell you? This is this professional realtor took a picture of this house on landscape or portrait mode on their phone.
Oh, that's your favorite.
I love realtors that do that.
I think that's probably one of your most frustrating things that get you when people don't turn the camera.
Yes. You want to see some? Hold on.
It's funny.
Portrait mode video. Oh, who is that? There's a funny guy. I'll have to look. There's a really funny video. I'll find it later. All right. So look, this is why this house hasn't sold yet. Look at these beautiful pictures taken landscape portrait mode from some realtor's iPhone. You know what? Look, people live here. They didn't do anything to clean this thing up and get it ready to sell, did they?
No.
This house needs a lot of work. Carpet's trashed. Somebody lives upstairs in that attic. Bathroom. There's no pictures of the toilet, probably for very good reason. Okay. But, it's not a bad neighborhood. Let's look at the street view. This is a good rental neighborhood. Oh, look at the street is brick. That's interesting. You got some people that take care of their lawn. Got some gardens. I like this area. This is a great rental neighborhood. All right, so let's role play this. I'll be the investor the first time, Gavin, and you'll be the realtor. And then we'll pick another house and we'll switch.
Okay.
All right.
I'm the realtor, you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Ring, ring. You're Cynthia. I'm going to call you. Where's your
Hel-
phone number?
Hello.
You identify as a woman, but you still have the man's voice. That's a
Where's
stupid
how long's this been on the market?
thing.
You didn't
62
say
days.
that. 62.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
keep this short and sweet. Really simple.
All right.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Cynthia. Gavin. This is Joe McCall. How are you?
I'm good, Joe. How are you?
Nice, nice. Hey, I'm calling about this property you have listed on Oxford Avenue. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. The one with like the thing outside the front, like that alien picture thing.
Yeah.
On the front
What
of
is
it.
that, by the way? Is that like a pumpkin for Halloween or something?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Listen, I'm an investor. I'm looking for a property that I can buy in this area at 44,310. Can you tell me a little bit about the house? Like, what's going on? I see it's been on the market 60 something days, a couple months.
Yeah. This is my client's rental property, and you've probably seen from the pictures that the tenants were still there when we wanted to list this. They've actually moved out now.
Okay.
And the tenant actually took the pictures for us, and
Oh,
that's what we got.
okay. All right. And I don't, it's hard to tell if the house is in great shape, but the tenants moved out. As the owner done anything to clean it up or update it or anything like that?
No. I mean, there's still like a lot of the stuff in there. I mean, they took some stuff, but the pictures give it's not far off as you see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about how much work do you think it would need to take to get it fixed up and sold?
I don't know. I mean, it's a good area. It's a good rental market there.
Oh, it is? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. We put it out there for that. That's what they wanted. They were kind of set on getting 90,000. I think this one rents for like 1,100. So that's what they wanted. So that's what we listed it for.
Okay, so they're asking 90 grand for it. I'm just looking at similar homes listed in the area. I see some properties that are right now listed for 54,000, 57,000, 73,
Right.
79. And some of these houses look pretty nice. How fixed on that price is that seller? Do you think are they negotiable at all, or?
I mean, possibly. They said that they wanted to list it for that. I did say I think it was a little high, but that's what they wanted to go at, so I agreed to it, and we kind of take it from there.
All right, so it's been a couple months. They're not in a big hurry, right? They're willing to wait.
Yeah, not really. They're not in too much of a hurry, but I don't think they're going to wait for forever. So hopefully, I'm going to catch up with them this week and kind of see what they're thinking.
So there's similar properties listed for sale that don't need any updating right now for 55. If I switch, I'm just looking here at Redfin. I'm sure you already know this. I'm not telling you anything new. If we look at homes that have sold in the last 6 months in this neighborhood, I've seen some that sold for 39, 45, 45, and 50. You think if I made a cash offer, could close in a couple weeks, they would accept something in that price range, 45, 50 grand?
I don't think they would, but I'd give it to them for you.
But by the way, I forgot to mention, Gavin, I don't have a buyer's agent representing me right now. So if you wanted to, you could represent me, get both sides of the commission. I don't know if your broker allows you to do that or not, but I'm looking for good deals. And if you ever find anything, I'd be more than happy to pay you a commission.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That'd be great. I'd love to work with you.
always looking for deals. I like this neighborhood. My investor, I'm in St. Louis, by the way, and I have some friends and my business associates. We do a lot of deals in this area. I'd like to make an offer on it. And again, you can get both sides of the commission. Would it be okay if I just send you some kind of written offer? And if you're going to represent me, can I just maybe do a little research, sharpen my pencil a little bit, send you kind of a number that I'd like to make? Would you be willing to do the paperwork for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But give me a number and at least let me talk with them first. So I don't
Okay.
want to waste your time.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking at 45, 50. Again, they're pretty set on 9,000, but I mean we can always ask.
Okay. Do you know any other houses in the area, by the way, that might be?
Yeah, I was just thinking actually. I think I might have a couple more that I can send you over that might
Oh,
interest you for
nice.
good rentals.
Okay. Do you have like the I was going to ask for the addresses if you can tell me a little bit more about them and whatever, right? But hey,
Yeah.
Gavin, it's great talking to you. Why don't you, if you could send me the addresses of those other properties, I'm going to do a little research real quick. I'm going to send you an email. I have your email address here, and I'll send you kind of what I can offer. We pay cash. We don't have many contingencies at all. I would have one of my business partners come and look at it, especially since it's vacant. It shouldn't be a big deal. But we can make an offer on this pretty quick, and we can close quick, make it nice and easy for you and your client. And we'd love to do more business with you.
No, that'd be great. Yeah, absolutely. Always looking to, do business with more people. So that'd be great. I'll send you them 2 addresses so you can check them out as well, and then send me the offer for this one.
Awesome. Okay, good talking to you.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
So let me type in the comments, guys. What'd you think of that? Was that easy? It was not that hard. I didn't have a fancy script.
Absolutely. And people, guys, don't think I made that easy, because that's the reality. A lot of them, that's how the calls go. What realtor on the planet doesn't want to do more deals? I think realtors are probably one of the easiest people to talk to, because they're already in the industry. So it's easy. They're not going to fight me like a seller. They're going to be honest and say, no, you're wasting your time. They're not going to do that. We might get into it a little bit sometimes with the realtors, but it's more of a business to business conversation, kind of get to the point, build rapport. What else have you got? And they normally go pretty easy.
Yeah. And these are some of so could you do 3 or 4 of those a day? Right?
Yeah.
That's an offer. Oh,
Absolutely.
Letitia says, I'm a realtor, and that was easy. Is that what she said? And you're right. Yeah. So,
I don't know if you're agreeing. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Somebody says here, yeah, nice. I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go.
Absolutely.
They must be they need to be verbal and written. This is really important. You've got to make written offers. Why?
Yeah.
Because they need something in their hands that they can buy an email, and we recommend in the physical mail, because that's something more solid. It's something your competition is not doing. One of the things I could have asked Gavin is, listen, Gavin, I don't know if this would work for me or not, but what if I could get your seller that higher price? They wouldn't consider maybe something like owner financing or seller carryback financing, would they?
Yeah.
So I just threw in the possibility there. If they won't take my cash offer, maybe they can take this offer. And I can tell the seller, I'll still make sure you get your commissions. Maybe some now, some later, or something like that. But you can also offer the 2 options. You can offer cash and owner financing. I would not want to do a lease option on this house that's in this shape in this kind of a neighborhood. But owner financing, yeah. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Gavin, do you want to look up? Let's look up one on Zillow.
Okay.
And let's do Akron again. Akron, Ohio. And one of the things that I like to do on Zillow, and I don't know if you can do it in Redfin or not. Can you search keywords?
I don't know. I don't.
Yes, look at that.
You do.
Let's try it. Tenant. There's 24 homes with the word tenant in there. What does that mean? Well, let's look. Let's look at this first one right here. Great rental property with very dependable tenant paying $700 a month. Boom. Now, do you think this house? Well, the pictures are vacant. This is interesting. The tenant used to pay $700 a month. I don't know, but this is a great picture. I mean, a great
What
deal that you
street
can.
address is that?
564 Euclid Avenue.
Euclid.
I'm going to text it to you right now, Gavin.
Well, you can drive it if you like. Well, it's up to you.
Let me look up. I want to do one other thing. Let's go back to search. Let's go to keyword again here. And let's look up the word motivated. 4 homes. Here are 4 homes that have the word motivated in the description. Let's look at this one. Oh, and this one looks real nice. List price was lowered $10K. Motivated seller, reduced to sell. This one's been on the market for 65 days. It hasn't sold yet. This one doesn't need any updating. Look at this beautiful thing.
I don't see the pictures you're clicking through.
You don't?
I can hear you clicking. I just see price drop. Oh, there we go. There must have been a delay in the load.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
This one, this has been recently updated, and they're asking 110. What does that say? Well, I bet you if we look at comps, they're high. If I zoom out, sort this table, well, it's not that bad. Maybe it's just not in the best neighborhood. If we go to solds real quick here, sorry, just a second here. If we go to solds, last 6 months, 88 homes. Let's zoom in. Yeah, see, there's homes that sold for 45, 55, 75, 80, 85. So an investor who's buying these homes, yeah, they're just asking a little too much. But let's look at this. You want to do a role play on this one? Or do you want to do one that needs a lot more work?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So I'm the realtor. I am Jesse
Dartmoor
Goodman.
Ave. 60 Dartmoor Ave. Okay. Jesse, well, you can be Joe. This has been dropped 10,000.
I'm going to text you the address on this one here.
I'm going to take a little different approach just
All right.
as an example. Just pull this up.
So Gavin is opening up the property on Zillow, probably. I just want to, while he's opening it up too, I want to tell you, whether you use Redfin or Zillow or PropStream, you want to become familiar so you can navigate through it really quickly when you're talking to the realtor or the property manager or the investor. You can see, well, what are the comps? What are the houses selling for real quick? And you can use that as part of your discussion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, somebody says here, by the way, I used to live in Akron. This is not the best neighborhood. All right. I get it. But there are a lot of investors buying properties here. There's still people that want to live in Akron.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Ring. Hello. This is Joe.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? My name's Gavin. I just came across this property on Dartmoor Ave that you're the agent for, I believe. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good. Have you got a minute? I just have
Sure.
a few questions about it. Okay, awesome. Joe, just real quick. So I'm an investor. I live in Savannah, Georgia, and I've heard this area is good for rentals. Do you work with investors at all?
Yeah. The person who rehabbed this house was an investor.
Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. Well, look, I came across this. It looks like they seem motivated. You've dropped the price. I do have some questions about this. I'm a little concerned maybe on the area. It seems like a lower end area. Is this a good neighborhood to be holding a property in, would you say?
Yeah, it's a typical Akron neighborhood.
Okay.
Mostly rental properties in this area, I'd say.
Okay.
But it's a good neighborhood. It's a good area.
Okay, awesome. And what's the deal with this one? Is it vacant right now?
Yes, it is vacant. The owner had it as a rental property and then he just fixed it up and has decided to sell it.
Got it. Okay. And do you think that, this is a good price?
We just dropped the price.
Mhm.
We just dropped the price 10 grand, I think. And
Mhm.
the seller is, he's motivated. I think we said that in there. Yeah, he's motivated.
Okay. Okay. Do you think, have you got any idea what his bottom number would be?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I can't talk about that, but
Okay.
yeah, with
Well,
that,
look, Joe, what
uh,
I'm looking for, okay, I'm
uh-huh.
trying to build relationships with agents in the area. I do business with them in a couple of different areas. And, what I'm looking for really is that this area better than me.
Yeah.
And, I'd be leaning on you to potentially bring me deals that I could buy, right, and get you paid. A bit like potentially this one, but I also I don't want to buy a deal that doesn't work. So would you be advising me to buy this deal at this price?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. This house would rent for. That's a good question. I think this house would rent for. I'm looking. um, 900 a month,
Uh-huh.
and Redfin says right here if your total payment would be about 600 a month, so you get some good cash flow at this price. But um, it's been
Okay.
fixed up. It doesn't need any updating. It's in great shape.
Hmm. Yeah, because you said the rent's about 600 a month.
No, about 900 a month.
900 a month. Okay. So if I came in maybe with an offer of about 75,000, what do you think they'd think about that?
Well, I don't think they would take it, but you can submit it if you want. But I don't think they
Right.
would. They've already gotten a bunch of offers,
Mm.
more than that the sellers rejected.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, that's just not going to work then for a cash. But what about any like some maybe creative finance, something like that? Would they be interested in payments if I could get close to their asking?
But
Do you think?
what does that mean?
So I'm going to make some payment. I'm going to keep it super simple. Like, let's just say I give them the 120,000, but I'll make $500 a month until the loan's paid off, something like that. Do you think they'd do something like that?
I don't know. Maybe. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I got two more
I can
questions.
ask
If I
them.
put something, if I put something together for you, send it over, and I can explain it to you. Would you, have a chat with them about that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
What about commissions though? How does that work?
I'll pay you. Yeah, you'll be paid. I can pay you on. You can represent me, no problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. As long as your broker, allows that, no problem. Yeah. Again, if you bring me a deal, I work with you. Every agent I work with, I make sure that I'm just working with you on that deal to make sure that you get paid. And that was leading to my last question before I get off the phone and let you go here. That I'm looking for obviously more deals. So do you have anything else off market, or you can't list, or you're about to list that maybe might fit what I'm looking for?
Well, I'd have to look, but yeah, I find we have some properties in the area. There's a lot of good properties here. I could send you all the houses listed on the MLS if you want.
Yeah, the thing is with the MLS though, I don't want to be paying retail, Joe. I'm an investor. I've
Yeah,
got a cash flow, and I'll close quick. And if I say I'm going to buy it, I'll buy it. But I'm not going to be paying retail, as an investor.
sure.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
anything that needs fixing up, or if it's been on market like this one and they're motivated, if they're willing to make, take some kind of payments, I can get close to that price and kind of make it a win-win. And that's what I try and do is solve problems. Okay.
Well, okay, yeah. Send me, anything you want. I'll look it over, and if I have any questions, I'll call you back. Or, if it
Yeah.
works, I can send it to them.
Okay, and this just off role play, this is an advanced move, but this is something else that probably is. Well, look, Joe, obviously, you didn't know about the creative stuff. So if we do manage to work something out, I'd take you through the deal because I think it'd be good for you to understand that because there's a lot of deals out there, especially if you're working with investors that you could be getting paid on. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Cool. All
look,
right.
appreciate it. I've got your email here at joe@joemccall.com.
Okay.
I will shoot you a message, and then if just to connect here. I'm going to look at the offer, look at the comps here. I'm going to make you an offer, and then if you can get that into the seller, and then we'll talk again later today or first thing in the morning, if that works.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, bud. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. All right.
Bye-bye.
Good job, Gavin. Yes.
So here's the thing. This is what they don't like. So now when I put you in a position purposely where he's representing the seller, but now I want him to represent and find me deals, I'm asking him if this is a deal for me, and you're gonna get that. No, it isn't, but I can't tell you. So you're gonna get that awkwardness purposely, because that's what I want. And then I move and go, all right, well, let's look what else you've got. So because I want to know that agent's going to bring me deals that are actually going to match like on what I'm looking for. So if you can educate your realtors, and I say that in a nice way, I'm not saying they're not educated, but if you can educate them on what you want, just like when we're building a cash buyers list, we want to understand what they want. I want to go to my cash buyers as a wholesaler with actually things that are going to work for them. Right? Not a bunch of stuff that's 50 grand over asking on the MLS and wasting the time because they're going to get frustrated. And that's what you want to get from your realtors, to say, this is what I want. It needs to be cash flow. And in this area, I want this price, and get them that information, because then they're working towards a target. So they're not going to be wasting your time. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, guys, real quick. You get at 15offers.com. Go there, 15offers.com, and watch a little video. This is what you're going to get here. Here. Boom. You're going to get pre-challenge intensive 5 daily simple classes on marketing, how to talk to sellers, how to make offers. Then we're going to do coaching accountability calls twice a week for 4 weeks, Mondays and Thursdays. They are recorded. We start the week of January 3rd. We're going to be a private Facebook group, network, mastermind, get some encouragement. We'll partner on deals with you if you want. So don't worry about all the extra 7, 8 steps. Just do steps 1 and 2. You can use our money. We'll partner with you on your deal. We're giving you a scorecard, turning your numbers each week. Lifetime access to all of the recordings and everything. You get our Rolodex. We'll partner with you on deals. You get your investment back if you complete the deal. We also have a couple bonus courses that aren't on here, but you're going to get the Cold Calling 101. What was the other bonus they get? Oh, the 2 free tickets to the boot camp. Okay. I'm going to message these and send them to Gavin. Send them to Sam. Okay. And we start right after Christmas. Okay. And we're going to give you your money back. There's a coupon code of $100 off. The coupon code is December. Where did that go here? Right there. Coupon code December. So when you click on this link and you sign up, boom. And while this opens up, what do you have to do to get your money back? Just make 15 offers a week. That's it. And submit your scorecard every week. You click right here. Do you have a promo code? Let me zoom in. See that right there? Do you have a promo code? Put that in. Type in December, hit apply, marks it down $100. It's only good for today. It expires at midnight. It expires at midnight. And even if you're watching this later tomorrow, replay or whatever, it's still only $500. Come on. And you're going to get your money back. Why do we do that? Why do we get money back? It's real simple. It's one of the ways we partner with students on deals. We're looking to buy more deals, wholesale more deals. So it's one of the ways that we partner with people on deals. We want to get more testimonials. We know that if you're happy with this, you might sign up for coaching. You might sign up for something else in the future that we sell. And it's our way. We know if you just take the first step, you're going to start having success as long as you don't quit and give up. And so I'm sick and tired of seeing people buy courses, buy coaching programs, and not complete them. So we've made it absolutely ridiculously easy to get your money back. I've refunded almost $150,000 in refunds to people who go through my programs and finish them and at least do a little bit of implementation. And we just showed you real quick on 2 deals how to make a fast offer. Call up the realtor, talk to them. see if they would consider something in this price range, and then send them an email. It could be as simple as an email. Would your client accept something maybe between 40 to 50 grand? Would your client, maybe if I could get them their price of 175 grand, would they consider something like lease purchase or seller financing? And I can do this and this and this. Just put it in an email. It doesn't have to be fancy written. We'd also encourage you to send it in the physical mail, because that way they get that. They will open it. They might hold on to it. They might save it. Any other questions as we wrap it up? When is the boot camp? We don't know. We don't know yet, but it's going to be January, February, probably late January or early February.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be our offer form. It could be anything. An email would qualify, but I'm also going to tell you, just for your own sake, you should also send something in the physical mail as well.
Yeah. And it doesn't count, because this one's going to come up as well. You can't make 4 offers to the same person. Okay.
Yes.
It's got to be per property.
And you got to talk to them. All right. You got to talk to the seller, the landlord, the property manager, the realtor. I mean,
yeah.
We
want you to get results, don't we?
Yeah.
Again, like, you've got to do, I mean, it's work sometimes, right? But if you want to get results, you've got to do a little bit and be held accountable. And again, 15 offers, people say, well, can't you just do 5 a week? No, 5 a week's not enough. You have to do more than that.
All right. I'm tired. I got to get up early in the morning. I don't want to get the verbal lashing if I miss it.
Laurie, yes, you can. No problem at all.
Okay. Yes, of course. Yes, Laurie. All right, guys, we appreciate you. If you're VIP, we'll see you on tomorrow's coaching call, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, and you should be there, guys. Go and get it. It's going to be a good call. We're going to be face-to-face, meaning everyone's video on if you want. We're going to be interacting with you, and then not just answering questions, but you can actually speak as well. We can role play with you if you want, okay? We'll look at deals with you. We'll role play with you. Kind of whatever really you need and what you want is going to be tomorrow. So, yes. Appreciate you.
Hey, do me a favor, guys. If you have enjoyed this challenge, I have a special gift for you. I will give you a free book. If you've enjoyed this challenge, leave me a video review from your phone. You need to do this from your phone. Reviewjoe.net. If you go there from your phone, I'm going to give you a free book. Reviewjoe.net. It'll ask you for your name and email because it wants to verify that you are who you are. And then you can just record a simple, quick little video. Hey, this challenge was really good. It was helpful. You should sign up for the next one when they do it. I would really appreciate it. On the thank you page, there will be a link to get a free book. It's really cool. Check that out. If you've enjoyed this challenge, do us a favor, because this helps us. We use these testimonials to sign up other people for other things that we do. Go to reviewjoe.net from your cell phone. Android, iPhone, doesn't matter. Reviewjoe.net. Leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it if you like this challenge. So good. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Gavin.
Thanks, Joe. Dan, thank you. And everybody on the call. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys. Bye-bye.